Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Kanam. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Planet Pizza. 4 systems go for lunch. Frequent supper times up. 2 T-minus now. It's time 1 for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun. There's room for everyone. Don't be an idiot. To Planet Pizza.
Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This broadcast presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Search Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vivetto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestead from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Kanam. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Planet Pizza. 4 systems go for lunch. Frequent supper times up front. 2 T-minus now. It's time 1 for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun. There's room for everyone. Don't be an idiot. To Planet Pizza.
Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western
Is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Search Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vivetto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza.
Throughout the year,
are the Magicians. Here's Easton Bennett out to center. Back to Vile, then Bennett. Bennett's in with the top of the circle. Bennett goes to the front, onto the backhand. Vile turns it to the forehand. He scores!
This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
Obiad's handling, whistling, firing into the glove. Oh, he scored! It's 2-0. And tattoos at home. And the Magicians lead 2-0.
A growing tradition.
Here's a drive. He scores! And it's a hat trick for Hayden Schwartz. Tic-tac-toe play evasive. Morelli with the backhand. Slips in the pass to that liner. Here's Martell. Drive. He scores! Martell. Hughes. And the Magi are on the board of the power play. 40 seconds in OT. A drive coming back north. Hughes scores! Plug gets her out of that ball. Getting fired. He scores! And that's
With one goal in mind.
And the Magi hang on. The face-off run back to the ice. Minot High is winning the state title. They have won the state championship.
This broadcast presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Sears Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vivetto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza.
Taken by ends up the near side. Waltz Easton Bennett, he's in, short-handed. Bennett's going to step in. Bennett backhand drive. He scores. Easton Bennett makes it 3-2. Young nasty man down to an E. Shoots the arrow into the sky. You betcha. Point number 60 for Easton Bennett.
Now let's join Nick Holberg, the voice of Magi Hockey, for the Planet Pizza pregame show.
Last season, Easton Bennett and Eric Platson combined for 122 points in their senior campaigns. They represented the West Region as two of the candidates for the Senior Athlete of the Year out of the West Region. How did they get there? Well, Bismarck High was perfect in West Region play. They were 13-0 all the way through the West Region tournament. They make their way to the big dance where they lose in the state championship. Minot High and Easton Bennett, led by Easton Bennett, who also had the 61 points on the season. They finished the year at 10-3-1-1 inside of West Region play. They finished fourth in the state of North Dakota. But boy, they had a few dogfights last year, and a few times last year it was Bismarck High that cranked down the Magicians. The year prior, Minot High did the same thing to the Bismarck High Demons. Tonight, these two teams see each other for the first time here in 2017-2018. Hope you're locked in and loaded for a dogfight inside of the West Region. This is the longest standing rivalry for the Minot High School Magicians and Bismarck High Demons, and it's one of our favorites of the year. Welcome into the Planet Pizza pregame show. I'm Nick Colbert. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location. School parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. 701-852-1700. They deliver for free. Planet Pizza brings you the pregame show tonight, and a special guest again. The legend is here, Mr. Larry McFall. Larry, I know that this is a matchup that you look forward to each and every time that you get to see these two teams play. And over your time being behind the mic, being behind the goal pads, being at the arena, wherever you may be, for you, does a certain game against Bismarck High really stand out? That 92 one must have been pretty special, the state title game.
Oh, the 1992 championship game, yeah, what a seesaw struggle both ways that night in the old Ralph Ingolstead Arena has got to be one of the big ones. But, yeah, this has always been the Minot High rivalry since 1974. A lot of the teams the Magicians played way back then no longer exist, believe it or not. Can Do by itself, standalone, Park River, Bismarck St. Mary's, Nick. A lot of those teams are gone. Williston and Dickinson and Hazen came on later. So I'd have to say Bismarck and Bottineau are the two teams that we've played every year since 74. But everybody knows the Bottineau rivalry has kind of went down a little bit through the years with a big loss in numbers in Bottineau. They're coming back now. We've got them later this year. But you are correct. The Bismarck High matchup's always the biggest one. And And boy, last year the Bismarck High Demons were just outstanding, and the Magicians just really couldn't solve them. They come into the game tied with 6 points right now in the West Region, I believe. Bismarck's overall is 5-0, though they haven't lost already this year. The Magicians come in at 3-2. Bismarck hasn't played as many West Region games, though, yet. So tonight they really start their West Region schedule now here.
Should be a fun one. We're in a brand new arena here at the old Schaumburg Arena in the south end of Bismarck. Almost like you mentioned, it's been a while since you've been here on the very south end. We're not at the VFW tonight. We're in the newly constructed arena number 2 of the Schaumburg Arena. And why don't you give us a brief history on this? You were mentioning tonight, it's been quite a few years since you've even been to the south side of Bismarck and inside this venue. Yeah,
the last time I was here, it was the last thing on this part of town. There was no houses or anything to the south of this rink. It was 1979. The last time I was in here, we played a men's league game here. And boy, this is really nice, folks, for those in the same boat as me that haven't been down here. The old Schaumburg is off behind us right now, and that's vastly remodeled. And there's a viewing area lobby, just like the original Mesa, where you can actually walk back and forth and see what's going on both sheets of ice. They did a real good job building this place. It's very beautiful. In fact, they're still not done. There's some areas where there's still visible plywood as they're finishing up. But, yeah, very, very nice arena here, and definitely needed in this town. Of course, Mandan got their brand new rink now as well over on the other side of the river. So things are changing and remodeling here in the Bismarck area, and that can only be a great thing for hockey and all their athletes that they have playing down here. Hats off to everyone that built the Walkthrough Arena, now this is called, and the Schaumburg Arena keeps its name behind us as well, but it's the, I think the Bismarck Complex, I think it's set out front, Capital City Complex or something like that, I could be wrong. I actually had to drop Nick off at the front door. We were running a little late, and I think I had to park in the mall parking lot and walk all the way back here. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge when we leave here tonight, Nick. No, I'm not coming back to the door and picking you up.
Well, after last week when you mentioned what a rookie I was during the Bismarck Century broadcast, I don't expect any special treatment from you, the legend.
Well, you really took that hard this last week when I called you a rookie. The story is the goaltender, Odin Nelson, came out past the dots, covered up the puck, and of course I knew that was an automatic delay of the game penalty. And Nick, the former goaltender, didn't know the rule, but that's okay.
That's because I was always playing the puck. I was never freezing it. I was always shooting it out to center ice by that point.
True, or it was in the back of the net behind you, too. That happened a few times.
May have been. We're going to see how the goaltenders do tonight. Minot High's sophomore net keeper Jordan Love gets the start. Boy, what a big one for him tonight. He's going to go against the name Ackerman that has some Minot roots. And, of course, anytime you've got two goaltenders going toe-to-toe in this West Region affair, they need to be your best players. What do you expect out of Mr. Dr. Love tonight, who was very good against Devil's Lake just about 2 weeks ago?
He played really well in that game, and they're giving him a chance to see what he does with another start after his big win down in Devil's Lake. So, yeah, definitely we'll see how Love does. Also, if some of you Minot hockey fans remember Duncan Ackerman, who was a goaltender for the Magicians. Geez, don't ask me the year, because as these 46 years have went by, I kind of forget what era, but Duncan was a pretty good goaltender. He is a doctor down here in Bismarck, and his kid's now coming up through the program down here. Kind of nice to see some Minot tie-ins. Craig Hansen, another former Minot High hockey player, is on his way to visit with us here sometime tonight. So there's a lot of former players that are down in this town, and it'll be nice to possibly cross paths with some of them tonight.
More of the Planet Pizza pregame show to roll on. When we come back, we'll look back to the last game for the Magi. Boy, did they look good against Dickinson. We'll talk about that. 6 different skaters scored in a 7-0 win for Minot High. That was Saturday afternoon during Hockey Day at the Magic City. We're going to talk about Bismarck High being undefeated on the year. Who to watch for tonight. It's almost eerie how much these two teams on paper look identical with the amount of points that players have, the things that they're going to be good at, the things they're going to rely on. We'll talk more about that. And later on in the pregame show, we'll talk to John Grubb, the co-head coach of the Magi. We caught up with him in the coach's corner earlier on tonight. Minot High's at Bismarck High for the old school rivalry. It's the Demons and Magi. They go toe-to-toe tonight here on ProStyleProduction.com. And, of course, at 1390 KRRZ, it's the broadcast network for Magi Hockey. More Planet Pizza pregame show when we return. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestead from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Planet Pizza. 4 systems go for lunch. When supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for fun.
Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This broadcast presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Surf Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vivetto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza.
Jordan Love gets the call tonight for the Magi, the sophomore net keeper in the biggest of his high school hockey career, going toe-to-toe tonight against the Bismarck High Demons. Nick Holberg alongside of Mr. Larry McFall. We're back inside of Wachter Arena here at the Schoenberg Ice Rink. First time the Magicians have ever seen this venue, and it's a big one tonight. The Magicians come in at 2-2 overall, 1-1 in the West. The Demons are perfect at 5-0 on the year, 2-0 inside of West Region play. Larry, you go back to last Saturday where the Minot High Magicians took on the Dickinson Midgets after they got absolutely thumped by Century 2 nights prior. 8-0 the final at the Acrosstown Arena, home of the Bismarck Bobcats, the VFW Sports Center. And Saturday afternoon, the Magicians came out and fired 30 shots in the first period, outshooting Dickinson 30-4 in the first. Was that the best you've seen the Magicians play maybe in 2-3 years on a forecheck? Boy, I mean, they really put the wood to Dickinson on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a regrouping session on Friday, and any of you people that, like Nick and I, that have played hockey before, I guess all you have to do is say bag skate. And that got them going again. They don't want that to happen again. A whole practice of no pucks and just skating. And, yeah, they came out on that hockey day, and they did a very, very good job. The lines were playing well. They were breaking the puck out of the zone good. And the goaltending, Odin Nelson pitches another shutout. It was just an outstanding day for Minot High. Dickinson was heralded as a team that's vastly improved, coming on in with a couple of leading scorers in the state at the time, and Odie Nelson and the Magicians just shut them down. So a very good overall performance by the Magicians. Now the pace picks up a little more here today against Bismarck High. So this is going to be the next level that they have to step up to stay with the Demons here tonight.
And that's kind of been Minot's Achilles heel so far in the season. Against good teams, Minot High has been terrible. Grand Forks Central beat them 7-0. Central's predicted to be the top team in the state of North Dakota, along with Red River, along with Davies, along with Bismarck Century. Minot High played Century against the Patriots. They were terrible again. Maybe not as terrible.
I wouldn't call it terrible, but things just didn't go their way that night for sure.
I would say that the score indicated that they were terrible that night on paper. Maybe would be a better way to say it. Their third period was bad. They got caught on 5 shorthanded opportunities, or 5 times Century scored on the power play is what I'm trying to say. So they've been outscored by Century and Central 15-0 on the year, and without a capital T, I mean, that's just kind of the explanation point to that. I mean, that just on paper as a stats guy, 15-0 being outscored. That's terrible with a capital T. They need to be much better tonight against a tough opponent. How do they do that tonight, Larry? Is there a key to success in your mind for the Magicians to win this one?
Well, what hurt them in the Century game is they were in the penalty box all the time. Penalty after penalty after penalty. And they didn't take advantage of a 5-minute major. They took a penalty to cut 2 of those 5 minutes away. And they have to stay out of the penalty box against a team like Bismarck. And if you can do that and stay out of the box, now you've won half the battle. Now you just have to make sure that you go forward, make some good plays, and get pucks on the net. But the main thing, the penalty box just killed them the other night against Century.
Must be disciplined, must be smart tonight if the Magi want a chance to win here inside of the capital city. Let's look around the state of North Dakota. Here's the standings up to this point in the season. Keep in mind, not a whole lot of region games have been played, but this is how they shake out, and this is how they are on paper. Grafton Park Rivers 3-0 in East Region play. They're 4-1 overall. The Spoilers are number 1 in the East. Red River currently sitting second, but they're 3-0 overall and 3-0 inside of East Region play. Grand Forks Central is 2-0-1. That one represents a tie against Fargo Davies. They ended up getting the win in overtime, but still credited with the tie. 3-0-1 for a record for the Knights overall. Davies currently sits 2-0-1 on the season. Davies 4-0-1 overall. Fargo South Shanley number 5. Devils Lake is number 6. West Fargo at 7 at 0-4. Also 0-4 is West Fargo Cheyenne. Fargo North, they're winless on the year. They're 0-5. Inside of West Region play, when you look at the west side of the state of North Dakota, Dickinson's the team that's at the top of the ladder currently inside of region play. They're 3-2 overall, but they're 3-2 inside of the West Region. They've already played 5 region games. Minot High currently sitting second at 2-1. 3-2 overall for the Magi. Jamestown's 2-1. They lost to Bismarck High last Thursday night. They got themselves into a good old-fashioned slugfest over there in Jamestown, but it was the Demons that outshot them 53-15 on the night, and the Demons won that game 3-2. Jamestown, however, still 4-2 on the season. Century's 5-0. They're the real deal. 2-0 in region play. Century looking real good. Mandan's at 1-3, 2-3 overall. They're currently sitting 6th. Williston 2-4 on the season. Montano Rugby winless at 0-3, and Hayes and Beulah, their games not counting on the season-long stat sheet, but they're 1-5. Now let's look at the state's top performers, and in North Dakota, it's 4 of the top 5 players on this list of the top 5 coming from the red, white, and blue Century Patriots. How do you like these numbers? Kirkland Irie from Century, 22 points in 5 games played. The kid's got 11 goals, 11 assists on the season. 17 points for Carter Bailey, the D-man from Century, 4 goals, 13 assists for him. 16 points for Irie's line mate, Isaiah Thomas. He's a senior that has 7 goals, 9 assists. 14 points for Joey Pavic of Dickinson, the sophomore, having a good year. Minot High shut him out on Saturday. Nick Brown from Century, 13 points for him. That comes to the tune of 5 and 8. That coming in 5 games. Nobody in tonight's game except TJ Ball that's on the top 20 list in North Dakota. Ball currently leads the Demons in scoring. He's got 5 games underneath his belt with 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 points. Handful of players tied at 8, 9, and 10 on the top producers in North Dakota. Larry, your specialty, the goaltenders. Who are the kids to watch in North Dakota, and who are the kids that wear the extra padding that have dominated so far in 17-18?
Well, I've kind of limited it to you have to at least have 3 games, minimum of 3 games to get into my top goaltenders, the goaltenders that have played 1 and 2 games, just isn't enough for me to rank them in the state. So it's going to be a little different than Bob Gillen's North Dakota High School Hockey website. We've got Caleb Johnson out of Grand Forks Central, the junior, has played 4 games, and he's got a .25 goals against average, 3-0-1 is his record, 98.4 save percentage for him. And then we'll drop down to Austin Martin of Bismarck High, not playing tonight, a senior with 3 games played. He's down at a .67, the 95.6 save percentage. Wish I would have had numbers like this when I played. And then Nate Bradbury is the 3rd best goalie in the state right now from Grand Forks Red River. He has played in 2.83 games, and I don't even know how they get 2.83 games as a goalie out of this deal. But he's pitching a 1.06. He's undefeated at 3-0, and he's got a 90.3 save percentage. So, as you said about the standings, we're just kind of underway. Not that many games have been played. This will pan out tonight. The start goes to Quinn Ackerman in the nets for Bismarck High. This will be his 3rd game played, and things will start panning out, and we'll be able to see the cream come to the top here as the season goes on towards past Christmas.
When you talk about Quinn Ackerman, .5 goals against average, .964 save percentage, undefeated on the season. He goes against Jordan Love tonight, the sophomore. Pair of sophomores get the call tonight in the big one of this West Region Showdown. Love sits on a .171 goals against average and a .913 save percentage. Love is 1-0 on the year. More of the Planet Pizza pregame show will continue on. We'll come back with John Grubb, the co-head coach of the Magi. His thoughts before this West Region Showdown here tonight. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
Go for lunch when supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for fun. Planet Pizza. Planet Pizza.
Pregame show. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location for school parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. They also bring you the Coach's Corner tonight for this West Region matchup, Bismarck High, Minot High. Nick Holberg now joined by John Grubb, the co-head coach of the Magi. These are the ones we kind of look forward to, Minot High, Bismarck High, and an important game tonight for the Magi. Your thoughts on the new arena first and foremost?
It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's nice and bright. Locker rooms are big. They did a nice job on it.
Talk about the last game for you guys. That was the best I've seen the Magicians play all year, hands down, and that forecheck in the first period, maybe the best we've seen in quite some time for the Magi. Your thoughts on putting it to Dickinson on Saturday afternoon on Hockey Day in Minot? You guys look pretty darn good.
Yeah, the kids responded. They didn't have such a fun practice day the day before, and they showed us what effort they're capable of. Now it's kind of up to them to show that they can do that each game. I mean, we wore down even in that game by the third period because the kids weren't used to working that hard. So, hopefully the message got through that that's the way you need to play hockey, and I guess we'll see tonight.
You guys scored 7 goals in the contest. That came from 6 different skaters in your lineup. What does that mean about your hockey program? What does that do for your club, knowing that you've got depth that can find the back of the net?
Yeah, that's what it's going to have to be. And I've kind of said that at the beginning of the year. We've got, Jake Bile. He's going to be up there and leading our team in points for the year. But after that, it's going to have to be by committee. And when you don't work hard, that committee doesn't score. And they worked hard and they got rewarded for it last game.
On to business tonight. It's a Bismarck High team that's perfect in the West. They're perfect on the year. They're 5-0. It's kind of eerie almost when you look at these two hockey teams on paper and what they return, what they lost. You look at a kid like Platson that they lose last year. He had 61 points. So did Easton Bennett. When you look at the Demons, what do you expect out of them tonight? It's almost a mirrored image of your hockey club in my mind.
They just work. They punch you right in the mouth. So skill-wise, we're probably two similar teams. Really, it's going to come down to how goaltending stands up and which team is going to give a better effort.
For you guys in these West Region affairs like this, I know the goal at the end of the year is to make the state high school hockey tournament and win a state championship. How much emphasis do you put on winning these regular season games, Coach? I mean, do you guys really hone in on trying to win a region championship regular season, or is that something that you just don't worry about as much? I know that might sound like a goofy question.
You know, it is. It's something that we're always keeping an eye on, and we'll try to let the guys aware of it. But, you know, if you don't win the hockey game, it's not the end of all the world. It's about how you're playing, and you need to be playing your best hockey by February. And, you know, for example, we play Bismarck again non-conference in 2 weeks, and the reason we do that is it's good for both of our teams. It's good for our kids. You know, we're a little more ready to play East Region competition, and we get better teams. And, you know, so really for us, it's just about how we're playing and taking the steps and keep moving forward throughout the year.
When you guys look at a matchup like tonight, and if there's one key on the paper for you guys in that room before the game tonight, is there anything that really hops off the board for you as a key to a win tonight?
You know, it's just not making the mental mistakes. Even the Century game, we came out and, you know, it was a pretty back and forth first period. We had our chances and we just made 2 mistakes. We just left guys unpicked up. We were in the right position in front of the net. We didn't get sticks on them. We didn't provide the effort. So tonight's going to be more on making sure that effort's there and execution on top of it with a better opponent. And, you know, in the end, it probably could be special teams that ends up shaking out as what the difference is.
Minot High, Bismarck High is such a big rivalry. One thing that really stood out to last year's broadcast was a conversation I had with Mike Peluso about region hockey and the way he thought, you know, the different brackets maybe should be played and stuff like that. One thing that I found interesting was he had words that said, somewhere along the lines, don't quote me directly, but we've almost bonded with Minot High over the years just because Minot High and Bismarck High have been so good at the state high school hockey tournament. Is that fair to say that continues and you guys want to see each other have success, but when games get on like they are tonight, it's got to be an all-out war?
It is, but, you know, absolutely. You know, that's why this summer that we got our extra game against Bismarck High, just texting back and forth with Mike saying, hey, like, can you pick up an extra game? And he did. We were short one, and, you know, he knows it's good for his kids. We know it's good for our kids, but, you know, that it doesn't take away from the rivalry, though. You know, it probably even adds to it a bit, but in the end, it's really good for both our hockey programs. It's tough to find good competition, and you need it.
Best of luck here tonight.
Thank you.
That's John Grubb, co-head coach of the Minot High Magicians. When we come back to the Planet Pizza pregame show, we'll get set for face-off. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Kanam. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Planet Pizza. 4 systems go for lunch. 3 when supper time's a crunch. 2 T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for fun. Planet Pizza.
Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This broadcast presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Surf Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Fibeto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza.
West Region Showdown tonight. The Magi from Minot High are the capital city to take on the Bismarck High Demons. This is the Planet Pizza pregame show. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location. School parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. Planet Pizza brings you the pregame show tonight. Larry, it's Minot High against Bismarck High tonight, and this traditionally is a good one for the Magicians. How good do you think Jake Vile needs to be tonight? He's the leader of the hockey team in points with 7. He needs to have a stellar night tonight if the Magi want to win. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, and there's a lot of guys that on the way down here, you and I were talking, don't have very many points yet this year. Guys that they were expecting to score. So the Magicians, there's a few guys out there on some of the lines that need to pick it up and help out Jake Vile and some of these other guys and get a little more well-rounded scoring going for the Magicians.
Vile sits on 7 points. The senior has 3 goals, 4 assists. Mason Deal next in line with 5 points to the tune of 3 goals, 2 assists. The sophomore Jack Plemmel has 3 points on the year, 2 goals, 1 assist for him. Same with Kyler Stenberg, the junior, 3 points on the season for number 20. Patrick Hyde, the senior, has 2 points on the season. He's back in the lineup tonight after he served his game disqualification against Dickinson on Saturday. Leading the way for the Demons, TJ Ball, 8 points on the season, 3 goals, 5 assists for him. 7 and 7 for Graydon Stone and Joey Heinert. That's 6 goals, 1 assist for Stone, 3 goals, 4 assists for Heinert. Petrie sits on 6 points, 5 points for Zach Schmidt. Preston Walker, the junior, has 5 points on the year. The numbers that are super important, the goaltender numbers. Quinn Ackerman sits on the .5 goals against average of the .964 save percentage. He sits on a 2-0 record here in his sophomore campaign. He goes this evening against Jordan Love, the sophomore with the long blonde hair coming out of the back of the white goal mask. 91.3 save percentage and a 171 goals against average. He's 1-0 on the season. His only start was against Devil's Lake, but tonight's a big one. Inside the West against the Demons. This should be a dogfight tonight. Arena continues to fill up for this West Region Showdown and the longest standing rivalry in North Dakota high school hockey for the Magi.
Before I forget, Nick, we need to wish a happy birthday to Angie Spicer, the cheerleading coordinator for Minot High School. She did it for years, and then she backed away for quite a long time. She's back with the girls now. Happy birthday to Angie Spicer.
Happy birthday. Anthem time inside the arena. When we come back, we'll face it off. It's the Magi and Demons toe-to-toe tonight in a West Region affair. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
Actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestead from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Planet Pizza. All systems go for lunch. When supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for fun.
Hello, Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This broadcast presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Surge Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vivetto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza.
National anthem comes to a close inside of Wachter Arena here in Bismarck, North Dakota West Region. Boys high school hockey showdown tonight. It's Bismarck High, Minot High. Nick Colberg alongside Larry McFall as we put a cap on the Planet Pizza pregame show. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location. School parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. Planet Pizza can be reached at 701-852-1700 for free delivery here tonight. Let's set up the radio dial for you. Minot High will travel from the left to the right for the first and the third. The Demons from Bismarck will go from the right to the left for the first and the third. Demons in their home whites tonight. They've got the maroon stripes across the chest and belly. It says Bismarck in brick letters across the center of the jerseys. They got the number on the top right-hand shoulder of the uniforms. Numbers on the sides as well. Maroon pants, helmets, and gloves. 3 maroon stripes on the white socks. The goaltender, Quinn Ackerman, in the blue paint on the right. Minot High in their road maroon jerseys, maroon helmets, pants, and glove. The Vegas gold trim, the big M across the chest. Ceremonial puck drop at center. Another special moment here tonight in the moment of silence before the game.
Yeah, the Wachter family is out there at center ice dropping the puck. They were obviously instrumental in getting this facility built, and they get to drop the puck here tonight. I believe this might be the first game, this level game in this arena, I believe.
I believe you're correct. In that moment of silence tonight, of course, for Coach Wentz, icon of Minot hockey history, Bismarck and Mandan hockey history as well. Same moment of silence that we had last Thursday.
Yep.
Minot High, Bismarck High. We're set to rumble here on 1390 KRRZ and at ProStyleProduction.com. Thanks for joining us here tonight for Minot High Magicians Hockey. Nick Colberg and Larry McFall, happy to have you aboard. What do you say, Mr. McFall? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm about as ready as I will be.
Let's get it on. Face-off at center. Starting unit for the Magi is Vile with Deal the centerman. Stenberg's on the far side, but in with it come the Demons off the opening draw. Shot comes in. Just want to love on the glove side. And the Demons have control here with Petrie. He drops it down to the corner. This is the left side of the radio dial. Away to the near side wall on Love's blocker side. Comes back to Petrie in front of the net. A drive, a save, rebound. They've scored. My, oh my, the Demons come out flying, and the Magicians haven't even gotten off the bus yet. Petrie sets that one up, gives it to Graydon Stone, and Stone's on the board for point number 8 on the year. That's goal number 7. That was a gimme putt. He tapped it in after Love made the initial save, and then another over the glove it went, and it's 1-0.
That goal comes at the 23-second mark here of period number 1. We'll wait for Dan Durkee to let us know exactly for sure who got the goal.
Let's listen in to Dan Durkee. So add Heiner to the assist. Petrie and Stone were the ones that we called on the radio call. Add Heiner to the list. And it's Bismarck High up 1-0, 16-17 to play here in the opening period. And if you're Jordan Love, not the way you wanted your night to start.
No, that's not the way you want to start. When you're on the road against a tough team like this, you need to take the offensive right away, and that just didn't work out for the Magicians.
Here's the sophomore line for the Magi, and it's Fillion underneath the net, trying to free it away to Plemmel. Right at the goal stripe, underneath the circle now, back underneath the net it goes, and it's the Demons with control. They work it away to the far side, bottom of the circle, with Nick Murphy holding it there. Now it's flipped out to center. Look out, here come the Demons. Back the other way, it's Furman. In over top of the circle, turns it towards the net. Blocker save is made from Love. That was actually Nice on the shot, 21-27. Puck's back underneath the Minot High goal. 15:45 to play in the opening frame. Magi trying to erase the 1-goal deficit on the early goal. 23 seconds in from Graydon Stone. In with a drive, and the stop is made from Quinn Ackerman on the Murphy attempt. Little wrist shot came from the top of the circle on the far side. Demons cleared out to center, then into the Magi territory. And on the retrieve for Minot High with real estate was Hyde. He just pitchforks this one out to center, and at center it's dumped right back in by Drew Leonards.
Really hard to see those numbers on Bismarck's uniforms amongst those stripes on the back.
Out to center we go. It's going to be Nelson across center ice for the Magi. He's got Bergerud with him, but it's a 2-on-5 into the offensive zone behind the net. Away with it comes Nelson, brings it ahead. Lost a handle on it. Sullivan takes it up the near side wall. The Demons are going to clear out to center. Lead pass got too far in front of Ted. That's Heinert, and back in with it comes Patrick Hyde. Hyde, the big D-man, backhander up and over the net, went wide on the glove side, comes back away, top of the circle to Hyde. Offensive zone it comes, but now the Demons push out to center as they continue to scrum for it right inside the neutral ice zone, right over the Bismarck High line. Now Hunter Cope back in with it. Chipped down to the corner, far side wing at the goal line. It's Bergerud. Lost a handle on the puck. Now he's going to fight for it. Gets it back, and Bergerud steps back underneath the goal line. Make it bottom of the circle, centering it in front for Cope. Couldn't pull the trigger, and Nelson's back on the retrieve. Underneath the net of Quinn Ackerman. Silent in this place tonight. It's not very boisterous. Not a whole lot to cheer about tonight for the Magi. The Demons should be happy with their 23-second into the contest goal that was scored by Graydon Stone to put them up by a goal. 3 minutes into the first period, Bismarck High with the lead and with control of it. It's Kuhn back in his own territory. Now over center ice, crossing into the Minot High, and it's Schmidt that hits the brakes in the near corner. Schmidt being worked on there by Alec Broughton. Dumped back down underneath the net to Stone. Graydon Stone goes to work as Haberman was all on top of him. Haberman, my star of the game on Saturday afternoon. 1 goal, 1 assist, and good on the back end for the Magi. Taken there by the captain, Broughton, trying to clear it out on the Magi, and Davis can't drive, comes in, hit the pipe from the point. The wrister came in from Deeks. That one hit the bar clean. Stays out of the net. 13:30 to play here in the first period. Minot High down by a goal as Davis looks to clear. Davis on the far side wall trying to clear it out. Can't, comes back away to Broughton in front of the cage. Turnover there. Right on top of Broughton was Furman. Furman couldn't pull the trigger. Now the Magi clear out to center. And on the retrieve, it's Kuhn that handles here. Kuhn carries in. Haberman takes it, fires it out to center. On the retrieve, Petrie brings it across. Here's Kuhn. He's back in, sends it into the glove, and Jordan Love gobbles it up.
Bismarck, as the home team's done exactly what they need to do. They've came out quick. They're making some good passing plays. They're getting some shots on goal. The Magicians is the road team, not the kind of way you want to start. Just a little bit flat-footed so far for the Magicians. Face-off will come to the right of Love with 13:03 remaining in period number 1.
Face-off controlled by the Magicians and away on the near side wall. It's Pat Hyde scrubbing for it along with Deal for the Magi, but out with it. Walking away is Fisher. Drive comes in. Another pad save there from the netminder Love. Comes back to the top of the circle and out to center. Stenberg pushes it up to Vile. Vile crosses the red stripe at center and dumps it back in behind the net of Quinn Ackerman. Way on the far side wall, Petrie. Out to center. Here come the Demons. In over the Minot High stripe and down to the corner. It went from Fisher. On the retrieve for the Magi is Patrick Hyde up the near side wing. Over to Jake Vile. Tried to clear it out for the Magi. Held it at the line from Furman. He sent it right back in. That's 21 Nice instead. And the puck will come back into the possession of the Magicians in their own defensive territory. On the near side wall, it's Vile that has it underneath the bottom of the circle. Lead pass for Stenberg. He's hit on a breakaway. Stenberg onto the backhand drive. Ackerman robbed him. Point blank range with the glove. That thing came out of nowhere. And Stenberg shakes his head as he goes back to the bench. That was highway robbery.
Stenberg in all by himself. Made a pretty good move and went to his backhand. Right in between the top of the bottom of the circle and the goal line. But Ackerman says no, and it stays 1-0 for Bismarck High.
Stenberg had 2 goals on Saturday afternoon, looking for another one here. That would have been goal number 3 on the season. And the leather of the Bismarck High net keeper changes the outcome. Demons with control of the puck back in their own territory. Out to center they come. Logan Broughton had a handle on it momentarily. Now it's into the Minot high end. Broughton's back on the retrieve again, and Broughton's going to take this one on the near side wing. He lost a handle on it. Demons have the puck back away on the near side. Out with it. Heiner turns it up. Correct that. That was Graydon Stone again. He sends it up and over the net. Now the Magicians push again. Here's Murphy. He's got Plemel with him. 2-on-1. A drive. Murphy shot it into the breadbasket. Stop is made. And the rebound turned away. Comes back underneath the net on the retrieve again. Nick Murphy trying to pick it up there, but it's taken out to center. On the way to center from Deeks. Plemel took it from him and fired in.
That went in between the 5-hole of the goalie and slid through the paint. He thought he had it and he didn't.
Plemel's back in, fires the wrister on the ice, just wanted the glove hand side. Puck picked up here, and away we go for Kuhn up to center. And the puck rolls back onto the tape for Pat Hyde. He's back in with it, catches Bismarck high and a change. Hyde turns it towards the net. The Warriors stick with the fresh white tape, made the stop. 10:46 to play in the first. Minot Hyde down by a goal. Hyde dumps it in from center, then he's rocked. Look out, that was Petrie that ran into him. Puck is taken here up the far side wall and out to center ice, where getting a handle on him for the Magi is Brent Davis, but Bergrud was still 6 feet in the zone. There's an offside.
Well, I don't know if I should talk or listen to Detroit Rock City, but a couple of great shifts so far for Nicholas Murphy. He's got 3 of the 6 Magician shots on goal so far in 2 shifts for the number 21, so Murphy out to a good start tonight for the Magi.
Puck flipped up off the draw. It was on at the neutral ice zone right near the Bismarck High bench. Bismarck High again in their home whites tonight. Mike Peluso in the building. Didn't see him here for the JV game, but he's on the bench now.
Got a chance to talk to him a little bit out in the lobby during the JV game and talked about the building here. And they're definitely proud of this facility, and they should be. It's very nice in here.
Here comes Abrahamson up through center. Bismarck High caught on a change again. Abrahamson trying to dish that one down to Opposda. Gets across the end line, but icing is waved off. Minot High on the retrieve again. Tatum Hertz is back behind the net where Jordan Love left the puck lay for Hertz. Now it's Hertz up the far side wall. Still scrumming forward are the Demons trying to take it away, but Minot High's deal takes it up the wall and dumps it down into the corner behind Ackerman on the blocker side. 9:42 to play here in the opening period. Minot High down by a goal. It was Graydon Stone, if you're just joining us, scoring 23 seconds in. Point number 9 of the year for Graydon Stone. Up to the far sideline. Broughton holds it in. Then it's pushed out to center. Hertz is going to have to regain control. Though is taken away in all alone. Backhanded drive and a goal. Sardelli tucks it home. Hertz lost it in the skates, and Sardelli finds the back of the net on the backhander.
Well, the bad thing about that goal there was the Magicians, one of the defensemen was trying to change. Wasn't sure if he should go off or not. And he went off, and the other defenseman stumbled, and all of a sudden it's a clear-cut breakaway for number 17 of Bismarck, who I do not have on my roster.
Dane Sardelli, it's his first game of the year. He hasn't played in any other contest yet, so Sardelli's first.
That's probably going to be unassisted at the 7:39 mark.
Let's listen in. You were correct, Mr. McFall. Unassisted goal for Dane Sardelli, and just like that, it's 2-0. Back in his own territory to pick it up on the wall near side as Kuhn wraps it around to the far side wall. Mason Deal trying to get a handle on it. Bottom of the circle. It comes now to the top. Out to center. They push. And across neutral ice it came, but back the other way. Stenberg in with the top of the circle. Near wing. Glove side. Drop back. Deal turns it towards the net. That one hits skates of Kuhn in front. And now it comes back up to Hyde. Far side wall. Top of the circle. Trying to wheel it back down low. Comes back in front of the net. Deal just couldn't pull the trigger. Comes back away to the near wing and out to center ice. It's taken here by Wachter. He's in over the Minot High stripe. Pinned up against the wall in the near wing by Peterson. We're down to 8:23 to play in the first period. Minot High down by a pair. And Graydon Stone walks out. Sends it towards the net. Had some yawning goalmouth on the left side of the left pad of Love, but he sent it wide. Back to center ice. The Magicians push forward. Here comes Jake Vile in with it. Vile turns away from a check of Leonard, sends it in front of the net. Now onto it again. That's Stenberg, sends it up with the backhanded wide. Stenberg, a couple nice opportunities, just unable to pull the trigger. Way to the near side wing. Puck taken by Schmidt out to center. And Schmidt's going to cross over the Minot High stripe. He'll dump it down and behind Love. 7:47 to play in the first period. Sardelli and Stone are the goal scorers here for Bismarck High. It's a 2-0 hockey game as the Magi try to change it now with Murphy up to center ice, feeding it to Plemmel. He lost a handle on it. Then it escapes the zone past Fillion. Comes back out to center, and Haberman just sails that one all the way in on the goaltender Ackerman, who gloved it, dropped it down. Demons push to center again. It escapes the possession there of Petrie, and on the retrieve was Broughton, but an offside called here on the Demons.
Stenberg with another fairly good opportunity down there for the Magicians, and just couldn't quite make it go as Ackerman right now. Not being faced with a whole lot of shots, but coming up pretty big so far in the net for the Demons.
Face-off right in front of the Minot High bench, in on the draw. Quote-unquote sophomore line back on for the Magi in front of the Minot High goal. Love makes a stop, loose in front of the blue paint. And sitting on the doorstep was Neese. Almost had the chance to pop it home, but the whistle was blown.
Came sliding in front. Love didn't see it. He was down on his back, and it was actually loose, but the referee, fortunately for the Magicians, lost sight. Blows the whistle with 7:10 remaining in period one. Still 2-0 for the Demons.
Kuhn has it at the line near side wing, sends it underneath the goal, right in front of the net, loose in the slot, comes away to Peterson, and Peterson unhooks the plow and skates it all the way to the other end of the ice. Peterson in over the top of the circle. He lost a handle on a transition back the other way with Neese. Over center, met there by Murphy. Murphy pins it up on the wall near side, Fillion to help out, comes to Peterson, forced it up the alley that was clogged, came back away now to the Demons. Kuhn back in his own territory. You heard it go up and off the glass into the Minot High end. The Demons go for a 3-for-5 change. And Peterson's back on the retrieve with Pat Hyde near side up to Plemmel. Out to center, near side wall. Plemmel 1-on-5 the other way, and the puck stripped from him by Schmidt, and Schmidt's right back in. Schmidt crosses over the Minot High stripe. He's tattooed against the near side wall by Pat Hyde. Then a big hit on the near side wall. Plemmel gets hit by Schmidt again. A drive from the line. And the night for Jordan Love, you'd have to think, might be coming to a close. And here comes Odin Nelson, 3-0 Bismarck High. And Odie comes in relief.
That goal comes at 10:45 of the first period. It came from the point. Just a shot by Drew Leonard's got through all the skates and found its way into the net. We'll listen to Dan Durkee for the assist. Once again, the goal at 10:45.
Well, Jordan Love's night comes to an end. Odie Nelson steps in. And Minot High looking to see if they can get something going with the new goaltender in the blue paint. Let's listen in.
Assist to number 15, Zach Schmidt, and number 8, Brandon Stone. Time of the goal, 9:45. Leonard Stone.
So Leonard's is back on the board. Minot High has the puck in the offensive zone. Center slot taken away by the Demons. And out to center they come with Wachter. Wachter walks over the Minot High stripe. Haberman put up the brick wall there, took it from him, crosses over into Bismarck High territory, comes down into the near side corner. Back in behind the Minot High offensive net. It's Bergrud that's down there scrubbing with two Demons. In to help out comes Nelson. And away to the far side wing with the puck is Kuhn for the Demons. Had that one taken away from him by Hunter Kopshart, forecheck, but now to center ice. Here comes Wachter and the Demons over center. They dump down and behind Odie Nelson behind the net. Taken here by Logan Broughton, and Broughton sends it off the wall around the near side wing. Hunter Cope on the near side boards trying to clear. It's Kuhn that holds it in. Back behind Odie Nelson, away to the near side. Blocker side corner it comes, left side of the radio dial. 12 minutes into the contest, and it's all Bismarck High tonight. They lead 3-0. Minot High offensive zone. The puck squirts free to Neese. Neese is going to free it to his partner on the far side. Down to center ice. That was Deeks. Deeks gets it back and dumps it down and behind Odin Nelson. Peterson on the retrieve. Out to center we come. Brent Davis is going to take it in. Glove hand side. Davis hits the brakes. Bottom of the circle. Throws it towards the net. Abrahamson's back underneath the goal stripe down. Trying to move it back away to the near side wing. Over to Brent Davis. Davis is down low underneath the goal line in Gretzky's office, but without control of the puck as it's taken away by TJ Ball. Out to center ice it comes. Opposed to has it. Slap shot, didn't get much of that one. Ackerman just dropped that one down, played it to the near side corner. Minot High's back on the retrieve. Here with Abrahamson, off to Davis, trying to get the shot off. That was Leonard's in the way of it. And the Demons push up to the far side wall and out to center ice. Here comes Bismarck High, but at the line, the stop will be made there from Peterson. High stick will be called, not the type that ends in a penalty, but just an infraction that brings the play to a close.
Once again, we didn't get to summarize that goal at 10:45 for Bismarck. The goal scored by Drew Leonard's assists for Zach Schmidt and skater number 8, Graydon Stone, once again at the 10:45 mark.
Any idea how many shots Love saw before he had his night come to a close?
They had 9 shots on him, 6 saves, 3 goals.
Not good enough numbers if you want a chance to win this one here tonight. Back in with it. Graydon Stone drops it down to the corner, back in front of the net. Bouncing puck controlled by Stone, brings it away to the near wing. Stone top of the circle out to center. It's Stenberg that has a man streaking. Vile with the 3-on-3 drill into the zone. Stenberg with a backhand, tried to throw it in front of the net. Knocked down by Graydon Stone, and the puck comes back away to the far side. Trying to clear it out to center is Olhauser. Take it away. Magi have it. Here's Deal. Bottom of the circle. Fancy move. Now another brought at center slot for Vile, but it's taken away. And out to center, it's Furman that just takes a Sunday stroll and then dumps it back in behind Odin Nelson, who's out to play it. Odie left it there for Peterson. Away to Stenberg. Couldn't control the puck. Back at the point. It's held in there by Deeks, and now the Magicians have brought and cross back over center, near side wall, over the center ice stripe, and it's dumped back in behind the net. Stenberg trying to get a handle on it, comes back to Vile. Minot High loses possession. It comes back out to center ice where Fisher moved it ahead forward. This one off of Kuhn and away on the near side wall. It's Peterson that pushes back out to neutral. 3-on-1 Magi. They're back in. Stenberg has it. Stenberg just spins away with the puck. Everybody joins the rush now, and it's going to be taken by the Demons, and they fire all the way down with Kuhn, the assistant captain. Is this an icing? It is. 2:30 to play in the first. Still 3-0 Bismarck High.
Could you write a story that's any worse for the visiting team as what's happening here tonight at the Walker Arena? The Magicians already down 3-0. Defensive line change issues on the second goal. +1 at 23 seconds, and before you know it, it's 3-0.
3 goals on 9 shots. Here's another opportunity. A drive. The goalpost was hit all the way coast to coast with Sardelli looking for his second. And the puck rolls all the way back in behind Ackerman, where it's going to be picked up here by Leonards. Well, you go back into the record books and look at some of the score sheets from the big wins that Minot High has had against Bismarck High in the past few years. They didn't beat them at all last year. It was Bismarck High that schooled the Magi in 3 games played. They outscored the Magicians 22-2 in the 3 games they played, 2 in the regular season, once in the West Region Championship game. Biggest margin of defeat was 10-0 in favor of the Demons. But you go back to the year prior where Minot High ended up winning the West Region. They had Cross Broughton in the net. Here's an icing, by the way, with a minute 39 left in a 3-0 Bismarck High leading game. You look back to that year, Cross Broughton was a senior. Larry, he had a 1.77 goals against average and a 9.23 save percentage. The nights that he won against Bismarck High, he had 36 saves the first night. He only let 2 in. He had 42 saves down here in Bismarck, and he gave up 2 off of 44 shots. So that goes to tell you that goaltending is probably the biggest key stat when you're playing these West Region matchups, especially against a team like Mike Peluso's Bismarck High Demons that have been in the state championship 2 years in a row.
Well, it's a goaltender's world, and we're all living in it. We know that. And if your goaltender's not real sharp, you're in trouble.
Out to center, Leonards brings it back into the Minot High end, back behind Odin Nelson. 7 seconds away from Dan Durkee's 1-minute call. 3-0, the Demons lead this one. Taking it dumped in off of Vile. There's Dan Durkee. Thank you, Dan. Puck taken back up to the point. Minot High offensive zone. That one off of Haberman, then up and out of play. 50 seconds to play here in the first. 3-0 Demons. On the way down tonight, Larry and I discussed the top Magician players of all time. We compiled a list of who we thought the best Magicians ever have been. That will be fun to hear. Larry, it was kind of fun going through the old record books tonight.
Yeah, we were doing them by memory, and then when we actually got out the stats and looked, we were pretty darn close on most of the guys that had illustrious careers. So hopefully we'll have that fourth intermission unless Nick changes things in mid-stripe or midstream again, Bob Gillen. Never know where Nick's going to go with this.
Look, man, we get the 51 minutes of hockey on the radio time. Sometimes I forget what we're talking about. There's plenty to talk about with you. Here's a drive coming up and wide. That one went over the net. Petrie had the chance to win wide. 20 seconds to play in the period. Fred Davis back behind his own net to retrieve. This is the left side of the radio dial. 2-2 scrum underneath the goal line. 12 seconds. Caught him down. 10. On away with it. The Demons have control. Nice play from Patrick Hyde. He went to a knee and got the stick in the way of the centering feed. 4-3. Final chance at the buzzer for the Demons, and the horn will sound. Not a good opening period for Minot High. They're down 3-0 at the end of one period play, and we'll have our recap. We'll talk to Jordan Willard in just a moment as well. At the end of 17 minutes, it's all Bismarck High tonight. They lead by a score of 3-0. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
Are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Planet Pizza. All systems go for lunch. Frequent supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for fun.
Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This broadcast presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Surf Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vivetto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza. It's time for the Thrifty White Drug Intermission Report. Thrifty White Drug, where your healthy outcomes are our priority.
All Bismarck High in the first 17 minutes tonight. They lead 3-0 at the end of one. It's the Thrifty White Drug Intermission Report. We've got Jordan Willard ice level with the wireless microphone down there. Coach, your thoughts on that opening period of play? Boy, it just didn't seem like you guys got off the bus. What's the message in the room after one period, and what's the major change that you guys need to make to fight your way back out of this 3-0 hole at the end of one period?
You have any idea what changes we should make? I mean, it's... this team needs to figure out an identity, right? I mean, it's every other game here we come out and kind of lay an egg, and, you come out against Dickinson and play unreal in the first period. Maybe best forechecking period Minot High's had in 2 years, and then, you come out tonight just flat and, not playing our systems, and, it's just at some point here somebody's got to figure it out.
I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to pinpoint anyone in that locker room, but does it have anything to do with some of the lack of that leadership maybe after losing a kid like Enns and Bennett last year that you guys just knew that you could rely on so much? Does that have anything to do with this? And if so, what is the solution to something like that? I guess that's the $1 million question.
Well, I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, Nick, there's leaders in there. Somebody just needs to take the role. I mean, I think our captains do a pretty good job, but, it doesn't always have to be the captain. Somebody needs to step up and, say something. It doesn't always need to be, Bennett, Grubb, and myself, getting on kids. They're all buddies. They played together for a long time, a lot of them. They have relationships. They understand, and, somebody just kind of needs to take the bull by the horns and, just say enough's enough and let's go.
Well, on the bright side for you on the way down here tonight, Mr. McFall and I compiled a list of our all-time best Minot High Magicians hockey players, and you were a unanimous vote into the top 10 all-time, so congratulations.
Oh, I greatly appreciate that, Nick.
We'll talk to you.
I see Larry giving thumbs up. Like I said, it's, you always envision him in net, and, things always seem to work out in your favor.
Oh, you don't know what kind of can of worms you just opened. We appreciate your time here on the Thrifty White Drug Intermission Report. We'll talk to you at the end of the second frame.
Hopefully in a little better spirits, Nick. We'll see you soon.
Okay, Jordan Willard, the assistant coach of the Magi. Mr. McFall, anytime that you have to do an interview in between periods after you basically just almost embarrassed, maybe isn't the right word, but it's a 3-0 hockey game and Minot High down, and they just don't look good again tonight. If you're Coach Willard, what would your message be in the room? Do you have something you would go in there and say or do?
Well, my two keys to the game were to stay out of the box and get some pucks on net. They stayed out of the box. So I joked with Nick off air. I said, well, at least they didn't draw a penalty yet. So, that was good to do that. But they got some pucks on the net, too. We've got Ackerman in the first period. I've got him for 7 saves. And for Love, he had 6 on 9 shots. Ackerman stopped all 7. Odin Nelson didn't have a shot when he went in. But the second thing was get more pucks on the net. And I said you have to take it to the next level. From Dickinson, you have to pick it up and take it to the next level. They didn't do that against Bismarck. Bismarck, obviously, a lot better team than Dickinson is. They didn't react. They're not moving their feet. They're just kind of just standing around, and Bismarck's putting on a clinic, especially around the net. I hate to see a goalie get pulled. I don't think all but one of those goals was Love's fault. I think 2 of them were more defensive than Love's problem. The defense made a horrible change on that second goal that came at 7:39, the goal that skater number 17 scored on. I wish I'd still have his name.
Dane Sardelli. He's not on the score sheet. Dane Sardelli.
So the defense made a big mistake there, and I think that one goal was the last goal was the only bad one on Love. But, sometimes coaches feel that the goalie's got to go to make a spark, just like sometimes changing a quarterback in a football game. So it's kind of unfortunate. I don't think they were all his fault. But now you've made your goalie change. You've got your more experienced goaltender in there. They just have to come out flying. They got to be moving the feet, stay out of the box, and they've got to do some attacking, or this might turn into another long night. I'm beginning to think it's me coming down here to Bismarck. Since I've been down here in the capital city the last 2 days, the Magicians are getting outscored 11-0 by Century and Bismarck High. I haven't seen a goal yet.
We're going to need to see one here in the second, or else there's going to be a lot of people in maroon and gold that are going to be pretty frustrated. Do you have the rest of the scoring recap for us? Boy, it didn't take Graydon Stone long to start things off. 23 seconds in tonight for Stone.
Yeah, Stone got the goal assisted by Khalid Petrie and Joey Heinart. And then the second goal scored by skater number 17. Let me get it right this time. Dane Sardelli getting the goal unassisted on that giveaway in front of the bench. And then the third goal at 10:45 scored by Drew Leonard with assists from Zach Schmidt and skater number 8, Graydon Stone. Once again, shots on goal favored Bismarck 9-7, and 3 of those 9 shots went in on Love to put the Magicians in a little bit of a hole.
3-0 at the end of one period played. When we come back, we'll start the conversation of Larry McFall's all-time greatest players at Minot High School hockey. Stick around for this. There's definitely plenty to talk about over coffee tomorrow when we talk about some of these names you're going to hear that you may not have heard in quite some time. 17 minutes in the books. Minot High down by 3. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
Presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Surf Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vibeto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza.
I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Thrifty White Drug, where your healthy outcomes are our priority. This is the Thrifty White Drug intermission report for Minot High Magicians Hockey. And on the year for the Magi, they came into tonight's contest looking for some momentum to continue to roll after a big 7-0 win over Dickinson just a few nights ago on Saturday. Now here they find themselves in a 3-0 hole at the end of one period played. This is a Tuesday night affair with the Bismarck High Demons. Minot High sitting on a 2-2 overall record. The Demons and Mike Peluso look to stay perfect. They're 5-0. Nick Kohlberg with Larry McFall. Larry, let's talk about some of the best players to ever play for Minot High School and Magicians Hockey. Plenty to talk about here. Why don't we start on the back end when we talk about defensemen and goaltenders? Let's start with the defensemen. We kind of had a hard time tonight coming up with our top defenseman to ever play at Minot High. It was kind of a unanimous decision between you and I that Brett Callis, who had maybe the hardest shot Minot High's seen, Jared Olson, John Willard, Jimmy Opposda, Thor Nelson, Morgan Martell. One name we forgot off the list that I realized when we got here, Colby Enns is a next-level player. He's playing for the Toros right now. He would have to join that list. But when you talk about some of those guys like Jared Olson, he played at the University of North Dakota. Martell currently playing for the Beavers. Think we're missing anyone off that list? And in your mind, is there one that really stands off that list as the best?
We might be. Jared Olson, of course, played for the Minot Americans and then moved on to University of North Dakota and played 4 years. Brett Callis, in my opinion, had the hardest shot that any Minot High defenseman ever has, and he used a wood stick. You got to realize when we compare the old school like John Willard to the guys nowadays, now they've got the super light sticks, super flex. They got a huge advantage having more speed and stuff on their shot. But John Willard could uncork it with the best of them. I think Jimmy Opposda was the toughest defenseman. And, of course, there's an Opposda tonight. Jimmy's brother, Don Opposda, who played with Jim in that era. His son, Sam, is out here tonight playing for the Magicians. They were all good. It's hard to rank them in any certain order. But I think that Jimmy Opposda had to have been the toughest one. Jared Olson was probably the best defenseman that I saw play at Minot High. But Colby Enns is writing his story right now for the Minotauros. It's tough to pick, but there was quite a few defensemen that were pretty good players.
Send us a message on Pro Style Productions Facebook page if you think we've missed anyone. Jared Olson, Brett Callis, John Willard, Jimmy Opposda, Thor Nelson, Morgan Martell, and Colby Enns is who we came up with for defenders. And the all-time greats from Minot High School.
Thor Nelson had a great championship game. They were in the championship that game back in '85. They only lost it 2-1 to Grafton. Thor Nelson had a lot to do with that game. And in the semifinal, he made the big pass, started the puck out of the zone, set up that big goal by Bliss Littler from on the assist from Matt Morelli. Or it was the other, Matt Morelli to Bliss Littler. Some big moments in Minot High hockey in the past. We got to give ourselves more time next period break to do the rest.
Well, we got plenty to talk about. We've got goaltenders and forwards that we'll talk about At our next Thrifty White Drug intermission report, we're underway for the second. Minot High from the right to the left for the middle frame, left to the right for the Demons from Bismarck High, who have a 3-goal lead on the Magi after the opening period. Underneath the Minot High offensive net, it's Jake Vile that pushed it away to the far side boards, but it's picked up there by Schmidt. Trying to clear the zone of the Demons as they take it back in behind their own net. The puck is freezing to the ice. It's stuck where maybe a little extra water came out of the Zamboni. At the blue line, Peterson lights up 24. That's Fisher. Big hit there. Puck is loose now for Bergrud. He tried to pull the trigger and he couldn't do it, but back to center come the Demons. Here's Sullivan up through neutral, met by two Magicians out to play. His own Nelson behind the net. Left it there for Patrick Hyde. He rifles it up the wall, touches it to Bergrud. Puck goes down into the offensive zone of the Magi. Get a wholesale change. A minute one into the second period. Minot High still down by 3, but a lot more jam here to start the second. I'm sure they got a talking to in between periods. Puck sent in front of the net, comes back away down to Heinert. He drops it down underneath the circle, underneath the net to Petrie. A drive comes in, stopped in front of Nelson. Down to 15:40 to play in the second. Demons trying to add to a 3-goal lead. Loose in front of Nelson. He made a pad save, then it went wide. Puck comes all the way back out to center, and on the retrieve is Deeks in his own territory. Deeks away to the near side. Puck bounces at the blue line on the near side wall. Up over center it comes into the offensive zone for Petrie. Whistles one up and wide. Odie's glove side. Back at the point. Slip shot whistled in. That one sails wide at Nelson on the glove side again. Goes off of Broughton down underneath the goal stripe on the near side wing. Away to Haberman, and Haberman's going to take it to the far wall. Drops it back with a backhand to the near wall to Hunter Cope. One hand on the stick trying to shuffle it ahead forward, but it comes back underneath the Minot High stripe. Then Broughton hammered it around the end wall. Comes all the way down the length of the ice. Much different tempo to start the second for the Magi.
Yeah, they pressed early, but now the Demons have them rattled back in their own zone again.
On the retrieve, Pat Hyde back behind the net. Tony Nelson away to the near side wing. Got it up to Peterson. Out to center ice. In with it comes to Pozda. Blocker side of Ackerman. Underneath the goal line, Abrahamson has a big hit. Frees the puck. Puts it back onto a Pozda's tape on the near wall. Push to the point. Peterson tries to set it in. Down to Anita. Play it with Sardelli. Sardelli carries out to center. He lost an edge. He somehow gets it back. And now Dane Sardelli makes a fancy move at the blue line and carries in. Sardelli dropped it back. Tried to come back away out of the tape for TJ Ball, but it goes around to the far side boards. Taken there by a post up over center ice. Touched a Demon on the bench, so a stop of the play with 14:05 to play in the second.
Okay, we went 3 minutes without the whistle, so now the first thing I have to do is defend the Zamboni guy. You said the puck was sticking. He might have put some extra water down. They came out on the ice with 3 minutes left in the break, like teams always do, and came out way too early when it was still wet. So was not on the Zamboni guy for water. It was the teams coming out too early.
I'm glad you're here as the ice tech, the ice boss, to tell us exactly what the issue was. Regardless, the puck was sticking and there was nowhere to go for the Magi. Here they come in. Fillion turns it towards the net. Rebound, hit behind the cage, back to the point. Broughton one-timer. That one sent wide. Loose on the side of the cage for Plemmel. He couldn't tuck it home. Fillion had the opportunity with the hard wrister, but he sent it wide. Other end of the ice, puck goes off of Broughton's tape from the attempt from Graydon Stone. And with 13:37 left in the second, it was Peyton Fillion that almost made it a 2-goal game.
Yeah, the Magicians have some guys looking pretty good. Murphy and Plemmel have been playing really well. Fillion there had a good chance. Those three guys, when they're on the ice, they're trying to make stuff happen. And coming pretty close down there to our left just minutes ago.
Puck controlled by the Demons. They hold it in their line. At the line with Leonards right in front of the bench. Odie Nelson's blocker side. It comes underneath now for Broughton. He's pinned up down low. Going to work for the Demons. That's Fisher. 2-for-2 scrum underneath. Haberman trying to get a handle on the puck. Can't. Comes back away to Plemmel. He's going to clear the zone for the Magi. Pushes out to center. Nowhere near Murphy. And it's going to be taken by Bismarck High. It's sent right back into Minot High territory. Now Logan Broughton had real estate. Plemmel back in with it. 3-on-3 back in. Plemmel far wall. Sends it towards the net. His stick broke on the play.
It exploded.
Sailed way up. Almost touched the rafters. Comes back out to center where Peterson hammers it back in. 12:50 to play here in the second. 3-0. Minot High down to the Demons. Taken here by Bismarck High. Back to the point. Hyde whistles in. Goes wide to Ackerman on the blocker's side. Top of the circle. The puck lays on the wall near wing. Now underneath the goal line. This is the left side of the radio dial for Stenberg, going to work there on Leonards. Comes back away to the near side wall at the half boards. Blocker side of Ackerman. He looks on, waiting for the next magician shot. Not coming down. Peterson holds the line and just dumps it down around the end wall. Sent in front. Bergrud sends it to the backhand, trying to feed it over to Stenberg. He was nowhere near it. Comes back underneath the net now to Jake Vile. And Vile underneath the goal line. Sends it back up front. No one home. It went right through the slot and all the way down. Odie Nelson way out of the net to Plant. Gets it up to Stenberg. And Nelson connected with Stenberg, but Stenberg mishandled the pass. 5 minutes into the second. Minot High still down by 3. Puck's taken here by the Demons out to center ice. Dumped in from Petrie. Behind the net of Odie Nelson. Comes back to Hunter Cope. Far side wall. Right in front of the scorer's bench. Comes back into Cope. Dumps it down to the corner. Cope, nice move. Gets a handle on it. He's tripped up on the play behind the net as the Magi went for a wholesale change. Minus Cope comes out to center ice to Haberman, and Haberman rifles it off the glass near side wing. Then it's taken by TJ Ball at center and dumped down to the far corner. On the retrieve for the Magi, picking it up, Haberman throws it up to Hunter Cope, just bangs it off the wall. Didn't play the angle right. The Demons got it back at center and sent it right back in. Now Broughton away to Haberman. Haberman brings it out through neutral over his own blue line. Now the red, now the Demon line. Haberman hits the brakes here, and it comes across far wing. No one home for the Magicians. And look out, the Demons are back in. 2-on-1 with Schmidt, making a 2-on-2, a drive. Schmidt didn't need anyone else. He just found the top corner, sailed it over the glove of Odie Nelson, and the clean shot over the glove of Odie makes it 4-0 Bismarck High.
That goal is going to come at the 6-minute mark here of period number 2, and that might possibly be unassisted as well. From the top of the circle, wrister, and that's one that a goaltender really wants back. That's Zach Schmidt with the goal. Only their second shot on goal this period.
Here's Abrahamson, near side of wing offensive zone. Back up to Hertz. Larry, you're right again, unassisted goal for the Demons. And that was Schmidt unassisted, taken by the Magi and Hertz. Dumped back in behind Odie on the blocker's side. Hyde's back on the retrieve, and Pat Hyde throws it all the way up to Brent Davis. Davis couldn't get a stick on it. This comes down, should have been an icing on the Magi. No, they say Davis touched it. Way to the near side wing. Demons bring it back out of the breakout. Here comes the captain, Petrie, all the way back in. Petrie shoots it into the net, and Odie Nelson gives up another one on a clean shot from the middle of the circle on the near side wing. It's 5-0 Bismarck High.
2 goals in 40 seconds. That goal comes at 6:40. And scoring the goal that time will be Caleb Petrie, who wears sweater number 7. Did not see who fed him the pass on that. Might have picked it up by himself in the neutral zone.
We'll listen in to see if Caleb Petrie had some help on the play. Let's listen in.
Assistant number 10, Joey Heiner. Number 14, Isaac
Olheiser and Heiner get the assist on the goal to Caleb Petrie. 5-0 Bismarck High.
This is not good. Are we able to pull like the parachute cord on this one here?
Just like to hit the redo button.
Yeah. Is there a refresh button on this game?
Underneath the net, Demons have control of the puck. Sit right back in front of Odie Nelson. He got a stick on it. Comes down to Murphy on the near side wall, and Murphy spins away from a check. It's going to be shuffled back down over to Broughton, and Broughton's going to take it and send it back out to center. In on Ackerman, he makes the save, and Ackerman just pushes it to the corner as Murphy's on the retrieve. Near side wing underneath the net. Demons regain control of it. This is Stone out to center. Right at center ice. Taken there by Broughton. He dumps it back in. All white walls in the new arena. They've got gray beams that go across the sheet of ice up in the ceiling.
And look at the lighting. It's really cool.
LED lighting in this place. In back the other way, a shot comes in. Only made the stop with his mask.
Well, we've got LED at the Pepsi Arena too in Minot, but these are real small. These things are about, they can't be more than 2 feet long, and there's 4 of them in each little bank.
Puck goes up and into the seats. Souvenir finds a fan. 9:05 to play in the second. All Bismarck High tonight. They lead 5-rip.
And no penalties called yet in tonight's game as the referees, Liffrig and his crew, kind of letting these guys play.
Unfortunately, tonight, Minot High's Achilles heel has been goaltending.
Can you and I play? Is our eligibility gone? No offense to Love and Nelson, but they might maybe need some help.
Out to center ice. Puck rolls all the way down, just wide of the blocker's side.
Do I have to get up once I go down? That's what I'd have to ask.
Well, like you said earlier, Larry McFall's video on how to tend the pipes. How to tend the pipes, where you just lay in the pad stack inside the blue paint.
Yes. And it was very effective, like for the first shot. After that, though, didn't work out very well.
Keep in mind, that's when you played in the 70s. They didn't have curved sticks yet. They couldn't lift the puck that well.
Oh, we had curved sticks, but they weighed 95 pounds.
2-on-1 for the Magi. Stenberg's in with Weil. Stenberg dropped it. Backdoor to Weil. A drive comes in. A pad save is made from Ackerman. Not the prettiest of plays for the Magi in the 2-on-1. Back out to center. Comes back to Peterson on the near side wing. Demons trying to take the puck back. They do. TJ Ball.
Did you see the home ice advantage? The Bismarck player dropped a stick and the referee picked it up for it and handed it to him. Usually you have to go and get your own stick.
Comes back to Berger, other end of the ice. Fires it in off the blocker. It goes and up and out of play.
Really? What's up with that? The guy sticks 8 feet from the ref, picks it up and hands it to him. Like, here you go. Here's your stick.
After Thursday, I promise not to talk about the officiating. 8:18 to play here in the
I've
second.
never seen that. Usually the player has to try to find a way to pick it up himself.
Davis in on the draw. Offensive zone. Broughton from the line. Sent it in. Opposed has got it on the near side wall. Trying to go back over to Abrahamson. The puck is taken by Davis. He fires it back into the offensive zone. Opposed to back into the drive. Stick save. Off of Ackerman and into the near corner. Graydon Stone pushes it down underneath the end line. Comes away to the far side wall. Big hit on the far side boards. No call on the play, but slow to get up. Look out. Schmitz over there on the far side wall. He got greased against the far side wall.
I was going to say I thought maybe that was from behind, but it was a little more from the side into the shoulder. Well, if you're just joining us, there's 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second period. And Bismarck High having its way with the Magicians, 5-0.
Walker side, offensive zone. Murphy dropped it down to Broughton. Comes back away, bottom of the circle. Fillion's on the retrieve. Battling for down to the corner is Fillion. Puck taken away by the Demons, and they push back out to neutral with Martin. He crosses over center, corrected. That's Heinert, and Heinert dumps it back in. You're right, kind of hard to see those Bismarck High numbers.
Oh, boy, they blend in. They've got maroon stripes across the back, 5 stripes, and then a big stripe in the middle, and the numbers right in the middle of that. And at least for me, it's really hard to see the numbers on their back.
Puck taken away by the Demons right in front of Odie Nelson. Stop is made as Heinert came in and tried to dangle in front of Nelson. He gobbled it up.
The Magicians have outshot the Demons so far this period, 6-4. But 2 of the 4 shots for the Demons have found the back of the net.
7:08 to play here in the second. Bismarck High got off and rolling 23 seconds in tonight. Graydon Stone picked up point number 9 on the year. And since then, the Demons have never looked back. Minot High didn't even get off the bus to start that opening frame. You heard Jordan Willard asking me up in the booth in between periods if I had a solution for that problem. I don't know that answer.
Well, now the Magicians are trying to hit the long 2-line pass, the bomb out of the zone, and it's not working either.
Hyde back in with it. Goes back over to Weil. Weil turns it towards the net, and Weil with a quick little snapshot finds a solution for the time being. 5-1 as Jake Weil puts that one on the low blocker side. Point number 8, goal number 4 for Jake Weil. And back within 4 are the Magi.
Yeah, that goal at 10:26 of the second period. The assist will go to number 4, Patrick Hyde. Should be 18 from 4 at 10:26. We might be witnessing a spectacular comeback.
Hey, we very well could. Let's listen in.
They're also giving an assist to Stenberg, number 20, so that's 18 from 4 and 20 at 10 minutes and 26 seconds.
Abrahamson underneath the goal line, tried to feed it in front. Puck comes back away out to center from Graydon Stone. Far side connecting with Drew Leonard. He's off sides. That's 15.5. Schmidt corrected. 6:10 to play here in the second. 5-1. Bismarck High has the lead. Other games around the state of North Dakota tonight. Here on this Tuesday, the 12th of December. Central is at Fargo South Chandley. Bismarck Century is across the river at Mandan. Fargo North is at Red River, and West Fargo Cheyenne is at Park River tonight. Next up for the Magi, they're at Jamestown on Saturday. There won't be radio coverage of that one on Saturday afternoon. Our apologies. Lead pass out to center. That one pushed down the length of the ice from Haberman, intended for Davis. Too far in front of him, icing on the play. 5-5-5 on the score clock remaining. Second period, 5-1. Bismarck High.
Well, it's no surprise that the Magicians can't give up any more goals tonight, but if they could get one or two more here by the end of this frame, they might maybe make it a contest in the third period.
Face off on the blocker side of Odie Nelson. Bismarck High was real good last year. All the way to the state title game, they ended up playing that undefeated Grand Forks Central team in the state championship. It was Central that finished the season at 27-0. Their final game of the year, they knocked around Mike Peluso's club 7-2 in the state championship game. Year before that, Minot High lost to Red River in the state title game by a score of 4-3 to the 27-0 Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders. Will the Demons be back again this year? People talk about Century being the team to beat.
Well, they sure looked like it last Thursday.
Offensive end for the Magicians, but it's the Demons with control. Magicians making me eat cake here this year. Here's a drive that comes in and wide from Deal. I had Minot High pegged as maybe the team to beat inside the West Region. I thought they were going to win the West Region crowd. The Bismarck schools and their coaching staff's laughing at the Minot High radio guy.
Yeah, they took an exception to that, I think.
Out to center ice. The Demons back in with it near side wing. Wachter takes it down away to the near side, top of the circle. Underneath the goal line now. Wachter still working on it. Deal just lets the puck go back behind the net. Wachter having a scrum over there with Peterson still. Then Wachter shoots the puck into the end wall. See where the penalties come here. The arm went up from Tyler Liffrig. Wachter's going to the box, and is Peterson going also?
Time of the penalties, 12:24.
It's 4:36 remaining here in the second. Still 5-1.
Didn't catch the numbers of those two players.
23 white,
Bismarck.
6 maroon. Wachter and Peterson. 9 teams in the West Region. All the coaches vote on who they think the top dog is. 7 of those first place votes went to the Bismarck Century Patriots, Troy Olson's club. And for good reason. They've got 4 of the 5 top producing forwards in the state of North Dakota. Led by Kirkland Irie, 22 points in 5 games. My, oh my, that's plenty.
Both those penalties will be holding calls at the 12:24 mark.
Haberman drops it back over to Broughton, trying to clear the zone of the Magi. Here they come with the sophomore line. That was Nick Murphy trying to clear. He couldn't. Held in by the Demons. Back in with it. This is Sullivan underneath the net, near side wall. Right side of the radio dial. Pushed over to the far side for Graydon Stone. Stone's underneath the net. Frees some space now onto the backhand. Looks to the forehand. Black and yellow CCM stick. Regains control of it. Centering feed. Comes back away to the point. Handling now is Leonards, and Leonards just drops it down behind Odin Nelson. Back in behind Odie on the blocker side, underneath the goal line. Demons with control again. Centering feed went just wide. After that one from Krug, comes back away to the near side wall. Murphy trying to chip it out of the zone. He can't. Held in at the blue line again by the Demons. Taken here by Fillion, and Fillion just dumps it all the way down in behind the Bismarck High net. 3:22 to play in the second. Down by 4. The Magi, it's 5-1.
So the coincidental penalties are not put on the board. They will both be coming off after the first whistle, after the 14:24 elapsed time.
Hard to believe this is the same team we saw on Saturday afternoon, isn't it? I understand that Dickinson is not Bismarck High, but Jordan Willard's been pucks out of play, by the way. Jordan Willard's been preaching it all year. You need to compete, and I think Minot High's compete level on an 8.5 scale tonight has been embarrassing.
Well, they just weren't moving the feet in the first period. They just weren't matching that speed that we talked about. And then a soft goal here in the second period has really put them behind the 8 ball.
2 soft ones from Nelson on 4 shots in the second. Krug a drive. Odie stops that one, however. He went down into the butterfly and made the pad save. Puck into the near corner. Comes back away to Heinert. Drop back down to Krug underneath the goal line again. And Wall comes. Center slot. Down to the captain and away. Centering feed off the tape there from Petrie. It's taken by the Magi, and Abrahamson feeds it up to Opposed. 3-on-2 Magi. Opposed on the near side, and Abrahamson streaking right in the slot. Opposed took the shot and hit traffic, careened into the far corner. Goes back away down to Opposed, and Opposed sends it down underneath. Puck taken away by the Demons. Back to the point. Hyde unloads a howitzer save. Rebound shot. Ackerman makes another stop. Abrahamson on the back doorstep, trying to bring the game back within 3, but Ackerman stops him.
You know, it's nice to see Opposed to back out this year. He had that horrific injury last year. They didn't even know if he was going to be able to play anymore. And seeing him back out here this year is just an awesome deal.
Stenberg underneath the net, got it back away down to Vial. Way to the near side, blocker side. It comes offensive zone for the Magi, but it's pushed to center here by the Demons. East drops it down into the near corner. Sardelli's had a nice night tonight for the Demons. He's on the score sheet. He's a big player as well. The big wing brings it top of the circle, fires it towards the net. Went off a Broughton shin pad, goes back away down to Vial. Under 2 minutes to play here in the second period. Bismarck High led 3-0 at the end of one. They lead 5-1 here as we approach the end of the second. Minot High's captain Broughton's back to retrieve near side bottom of the circle. Hail Mary pass, sends it all the way out to Vial into the offensive zone for Bergerud. Bergerud turns away from a check, looks for the outlet center slot. Stenberg there, did not load it, had the chance, and now the puck is pushed back to center for Furman. Furman met there halfway by Logan Broughton away to the near side wing, and Broughton brings it up to center, high off the glass and into the offensive zone. Down it comes. Icing with 1:14 to play here in the second, 5-1.
What really surprises me is Minot High is really trying to give up on carrying the puck down the ice or coming up with the breakout pass. They're trying long bomb almost every time. I guess I really don't understand why they're trying to stretch the ice and do that. Maybe they saw some sort of weakness in the Demon defense.
Face off on Odie's glove side, whistled in from the point. I don't think Odie saw it, but he stopped it. Goes into the near side corner. Tied up bottom of the circle, still tied up there. The Demons are out away with it. And handling now is Schmidt. Schmidt at the half boards. There's Dan Durkee on the call. Thank you, Dan. A drive comes in. Schmidt again whistles that one wide. Goes away to the far side boards and out of the zone it comes. Regrouping at center as Deeks back in his own territory. But here come the Demons again. Graydon Stone back in over the line. He had that one taken away by Plemmel. And now Plemmel starts the rush up to center. Plemmel dumps it in down to the far corner. In on the retrieve. Cope's out there with the Minot High still without a player. Now here comes Stenberg back out. A drive whistled up and wide. Minot High had such a synergy on Saturday afternoon. They were just so in sync. It was unbelievable. Taking it dumped all the way down behind Odie Nelson. There's an icing with the final 15 seconds to play here in the second. And tonight, I don't think they could be any further from that on this West Region matchup with Bismarck High.
Face-off will come back down to the left of Ackerman with 15.3 seconds remaining here in the second period. If Minot's got a face-off play here, this would be a good time to use it.
Face-off taken by Berger, but it's one back away after Petrie was in on the draw. Puck escapes the zone. Broughton's back on the retrieve. 6 seconds to play in the period. Out to center ice. Here come the Demons and Heinert. He's in, turns it towards the net. Hit traffic. There's the horn, and at the end of 2, it's all Bismarck High still tonight. 5-1 the score at the end. of 34 minutes. We'll have our Thrifty White Drug intermission report when we return. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
Actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestead from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Planet Pizza. All systems go for lunch. When supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for fun. Planet Pizza.
Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This broadcast presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Surf Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vivetto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza. It's time for the Thrifty White Drug Intermission Report. Thrifty White Drug, where your healthy outcomes are our priority.
5-1 at the end of two periods played. It's the Thrifty White Drug Intermission Report. Bismarck High has the lead on the Minot High Magicians. And after 34 minutes, it's been all Demons here tonight. Jordan Willard, ice level with the microphone again. Coach, thanks for some time here tonight in between periods. For you guys in between periods here, I'm at a loss for words on what to ask you. Not getting outshot heavily in the hockey game, but still find yourselves down by 4. What's the message in the room?
Well, Nick, I mean, there's a lot of good things going on. You know, me, Grubb, and Bennett were just talking on the way back. There are good things going on. We just need somebody to bear down. And like I said earlier, you know, take this game over and, you know, put some pucks in the net. And, you know, who knows? You know, a couple bounces early here, you know, maybe we're able to make a push.
You guys are trying to Hail Mary pass from inside your own zone. Is that something that you work on often? Is that something just to try to break this open just a bit to see if you can't get some jam off of another goal to bring you back within 3 here?
Well, it's kind of something we talk about, you know, weak side cutting across the middle of the rink. I think our guys are just happening to find some ice, and, you know, the wings on the wall are, you know, making some good plays, you know, getting pucks up there. Like I said, it's not like it's all bad, Nick. There's, you know, there's some good things going on. It's just, you know, we need more.
Sure appreciate your time tonight. Larry and I are about to discuss the all-time greatest goaltenders and forwards at Minot High School hockey. Growing up as a kid, Jordan, who do you think the best player you ever watched play for your dad's hockey club, the Magi, back in those days was? Is there a player that stands out? Tom Fillion has to be at the front of your list.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy's up there. You got to remember when, you know, he was tearing it up in 92. I was only 5 years old, you know, being born in 87. So it's hard to, you know, kind of remember that. But, you know, Grubber's definitely up there. I remember WDA tournament sitting with Brady Sampson. I can still tell you where we were sitting at the VFW Arena when John Grubb scored 2 goals in 6 seconds to give Minot the WDA title. That was pretty special. Quinn Filling comes to mind. And I played with a lot of good hockey players. Played with Andy Dittis, Rhodey Selk. We just had a really good group of players there. I mean, that's 3 kids off one team that played in the USHL, 2 that played Division I. So I mean, it's a pretty neat thing to see. But yeah, I'd say Grubber and Quinny are probably up there.
Sure, appreciate your time. Those names are on our list that we compiled on the way down. If you want to ride back with us tonight, I'm sure we could have a great conversation and maybe a stop at Buffalo Wild Wings for the post-game show. Appreciate your time here tonight.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Nick.
That's Jordan Willard, the assistant coach for the Magi. You can hear the frustration in Coach Willard's tone of voice down there and just the morale. Larry, give us a quick rundown of what's happened in this hockey game. Scoring and shots on goal, it's favoring Bismarck High heavily tonight. It's a 5-1 tilt.
Well, the Demons had scored those 3 goals in the first period. We've already discussed them. Then at the 6-minute mark, they tallied again a goal by Zach Schmidt, unassisted. And then 40 seconds later, a goal by Kaleb Petrie with assists from Joey Heinert and Isaac Olhauser made it a 5-0 hockey game. And then the Magicians finally get on the board at 10:26. Jake Vile lights the lamp with assists from Patrick Hyde and skater number 20, Kyler Stenberg. Goaltender saves in the second period for Odin Nelson. He had 4. The Magicians have 10 saves total for the game. 2 goals scored that period. And for Bismarck, Ackerman with 8 saves on 9 shots. He's got a game total of 15 saves. So 15 saves for Ackerman, 10 for the Magician goalies, and a 5-1 lead for Bismarck. Penalties. Only 1 coincidental penalty called on both teams at the 12:24 mark. So that, I guess, is a bright spot, not sitting too much in the penalty box.
Yeah, you hate to rag on it too much. They are just high school kids, but you can't give up 5 on 16 shots. That just is not going to win you any hockey games. It's an even hockey game according to the shots. Bismarck High's just found a way to score 4 more than the Magi, 5-1 at the end of 2. Nick Kohlberg with Larry McFall. Let's talk about goaltenders now on the all-time list of the best to ever play at Minot High School. There's been some really good players to wear the goal pads and special masks at Minot High. In your mind, Larry, we talked earlier tonight, Freddie Anderson, Tim McIver, Ray Efforts, Darren Medler, Lane Johnson, and Marty Jackson, Cross Broughton, and Brian Holland made our list tonight. Out of those names, is there one that stands off the paper as the best all time?
First thing I want to say is there's a lot more through the years, but we had to narrow it down to these guys. I think Freddie Anderson was the best goaltender that Minot High ever had. It was right when the butterfly style was coming into play. We had never seen the butterfly style going down constantly on the pads instead of standing up like I did and Timmy McIver did in our day. But Freddie, I thought, was the best. He single-handedly got them to the championship game in 1985, the first time the Magicians ever played for the state title. Unfortunately, lost that game 2-1 to Grafton. That was a game that Thor Nelson played in as a defenseman as well. I think he was outstanding. Tim McIver practiced with us the last week of my senior year as a 7th grader, and then he took the torch as an 8th grader, played 5 straight years in the Dean Blaise era, and then that went into the Bruce Olson era towards the end. And Timmy McIver, after 5 years, was just a standout. But the teams that Timmy played on were never good enough to get over that hump and get to that, get to a big moment at the state tournament. So, and the equipment has changed. Now it's all butterfly goaltending. Darren Medler winning Mr. Hockey. That was huge. Lane Johnson and Marty Jackson, I think, was the best combination 1-2 punch in the net. They were rotating almost every game. Lane Johnson then hurt his Achilles, and that knocked him out for about a month, and then he never got in the net again as they rolled with Marty for the rest of the year. Lost that heartbreaking 2-0 opening round game at state to West Fargo when both of West Fargo's goals were shot in from behind the goal line, ricocheting off Marty's skate and in. It was just a heartbreaker in a year that we thought the Magicians were going to do really well. Anthony Aspis, I don't think we had him on the list. He was an outstanding goaltender.
Brian Holland, of course, left before his high school seasons where his eligibility was done. He left before that time to play juniors and then played Division I college hockey.
Right, and what's amazing is when he was down at the University of Nebraska, Omaha, they had a speaker come from NASCAR to talk about conditioning and all that stuff, and he eventually asked Brian Holland, hey, do you want to take a chance to come on a pit crew in NASCAR, because we're trying to get more athletes than the old guys with the cigarette packs rolled up under their white T-shirts, and now since then, Brian Holland has been a crew chief in NASCAR. It's just amazing that he made that move, but yeah, he was outstanding.
So there's the list of goaltenders that we compiled tonight. Freddie Anderson, Tim McIver, Bray Efforts, Darren Medler, Lane Johnson, Marty Jackson, Cross Broughton a few years ago.
Cross Broughton, outstanding.
Those numbers, he only played 1 year. He's number 3 all-time in shutouts after only playing 1 season for the Magicians.
And Bray Efforts wins the state title, helps the Magicians win the state title, graduates, everyone's going like, oh boy, we're in trouble. Broughton never played a game. Bray was playing all the games. Broughton comes out and stands on his head in 2016. It was amazing.
He led them to their first West Region regular season title in 11 seasons, by the way. So that's why Broughton made our list. And then Brian Holland for what he did as well. If you weren't here for the first intermission report, we talked about the best defensemen of all time. Jared Olson, Brett Callis, John Willard, Jimmy Opposda, Thor Nelson, Morgan Martell, and Colby Eds is all we came up with.
Probably many more.
Oh, there's been some studs play back there. You know, I think about a guy like Levi Bjertness. He started as a freshman for the Magi, All-West Region 3 years, All-State player, went on to play for the Beavers. Tony Swearingen, he played junior hockey out in Bozeman, played for the Botany Lumberjacks.
Who hit harder than Danny Hendrickson?
A good question.
You did not want to get hit by him. Maybe Jimmy Opposda earlier in the decades, but Danny Hendrickson, nobody wanted to screw with him. Now for the forwards.
Well, and this is a long list.
Long list.
We've produced some major players and some big-time players. Let's just run down the list of who we've come up with on the ride down here tonight. We don't have enough time to go into detail on these, and we'll have to talk about them again because it's a fun conversation.
Yeah.
Jeff Bradall, Mike Schmidt, Jim Andrews, Tom Fillion, Quinn Filling, John Grubb, Bliss Littler, Jordan Willard, Alex Shaneborn, Mason Morelli, Jaden Martin, Quinn Fuchs, Matt Flom, Danny Hansen, Andy Dittus, Tyler Lundy, Rhodey Selk, Bryce Schmidt, Mike Hansen, Easton Bennett, and Ben Slynn.
And there's probably more, but you know, those are guys that we're pretty close to the all-time scoring list for the Magicians when you look at it. John Grubb and Quinn Filling were 2 of the 3 guys on an unbelievable line back in the day. I remember the Minot Daily doing a big feature on them back in that season when they were just rolling it up. Big picture on the sports section of those 3 guys leaning over the boards and looking at the camera. I mean, those were some great days with some of those guys. Jimmy Andrews, old school from the old days. Our first year we played outside. There was a lot of stats that were taken poorly or not at all about the first 3, 4, 5 years of Minot High hockey. The only way we tried to put it together was have Rob Hall and I go to the microfilm at the Minot Library and try to get some stats out of paper clippings. But if it wasn't covered in the paper, then we didn't get the numbers. So there's some guys in that early era that probably didn't really have the numbers that they should have. But, yeah, outstanding by a lot of those forwards. They were good players.
You talk about some of those guys back in the day, way back when. What about Jeff Bradall? I never got the chance to see him play, but tell us about him.
Jeff Bradall was probably the purest player Minot High had in the early stages, like I'm talking late 70s. Jeff went on to UND, was probably the first player we had that played on college level like that. Mike Schmidt went off to junior hockey. At that time, that was big if you went to junior hockey. Now we send a lot of players there, like Shaneborn and Morelli didn't even finish their careers because they're playing. Matt Flom also, now with the Minot State Beavers, had an outstanding year, his senior year. Boy, a lot of good memories with a lot of those guys. Minot has had a lot of good hockey players come through the system, and it will keep on going as the years go on.
What about Mike Hansen? I have the note here that he was drafted by the New Jersey Devils.
He was drafted by the New Jersey Devils, which I think was the very first Minot High player to ever be drafted by an NHL team. Then he went down to University of Nebraska, Omaha, and he hurt his knee, and he never ended up going pro, of course. he ended up actually working at that arena that he played at. And last time I talked to Craig Hansen, Mike Hansen was the director of operations at the arena now. So he kind of just went to work where he played at, and he's made a successful life out of it. I'm not quite sure if he's still there, but I know that he was there for quite a while several years ago.
Time for the third period of play. Minot High from the left to the right tonight, right to the left. For the Demons here in the final 17 minutes. Bismarck High is up by 4. It's 5-1. And we're underway for our third as the Demons in their home ice control. Sent in front of the Minot High net. Goes over to Bergerud on the far side wall. Bergerud trying to push it out to center. He does. Gets it up to Jake Weil and back in Minot High defensive territory. Comes back away off of Patrick Hyde's lead pass up to Weil offensive zone. Weil has it, bottom of the circle, trying to shuffle it down. Comes back away to the near side wall, up to Schmidt through center. Chipped up off the glass. Hyde with a hand, bats it forward over to Jake Weil, and a hand pass will be called on the Magi. This one 39 seconds into period number 3. Still 5-1 Bismarck High. In your mind, Bismarck High, Bismarck Century, who's the better team? Century looks to be the team
Bismarck
to beat.
Century. I think they've got those two guys that are just outstanding, Isaiah Thomas and Irie. I think they're a more solid hockey team.
Up to the point, handled here and sent down off of Kuhn. Back in behind the net. Odie Nelson's glove side, Broughton over there on the retrieve. Puck taken away by the Magicians. Broughton it out to center. It's pushed ahead up to Posda. He couldn't handle the puck, and it comes all the way back up to the point where Haberman bats it out of the air and sends it down around the end wall. Far side boards, half wall cups. That one goes off of Abrahamson. Magicians and Abrahamson bring it back in. It escaped his possession. Then it's flipped up into the Bismarck High bench by Kuhn. So we'll have a face-off coming.
You know, and
Bismarck High's in.
Hats off to both of these teams here with 15:50 left in the third period. Both teams playing a really clean game. There's only been one penalty called on both teams. And that's not easy to go through a high rivalry and not end up in the box a lot. So right now, hats off to both teams. Maybe I jinxed them and opened up a can of worms, but as of right now, it's going pretty well.
Into Minot High's defensive zone, all the way coast to coast. A drive puck is loose underneath Nelson. A drive comes in. Odie makes the stop. It was there after Petrie went down, and Odie didn't know where it was. It's kept out of the net, and a nice save from Odie Nelson.
Yeah, I don't see how he stopped that second one, as he did not know where that puck was. We don't have a 41 on the roster here.
It's actually 16 tonight. Krug wearing the 41 jersey. He left his jersey at home.
He left his jersey at home. Okay,
Alex
so
Krug.
41 is 16 tonight, or 16 is 41. Odie didn't even know where that was, though. That was kind of a remarkable save there.
I hate to tell you, Larry, I don't want to call you a rookie, but where are you at on this information?
Well, I usually get the information from my play-by-play guy, which did not share that with me tonight.
My apologies. Kind of a...
They leaned over your shoulder and they told you, but you didn't tell me.
I forgot to tell you.
Well, yeah, thank you.
15:09 to play in the third. Minot High down 5-1 tonight.
Rob Hall would have told me.
On the brand new ice surface here at Schaumburg Arena. It's now the Wachter Arena. Schaumburg, that is, rather.
Yeah, it's the Schaumburg Arena and the Wachter Arena at the Capitol Center or something. I guess I can't remember what it said outside. I was busy hoofing it in from the parking lot.
Philly it up to center ice. Got it away to Nick Murphy. Murphy's in. Murphy takes it down to the corner. Blocker side up to the glove hand side, up to Hyde. Sends it in, but Hyde whistled it wide. Another opportunity. Philly on the backhand. Sent it towards the net, but wide. Comes away to the near side half boards. Offensive zone for the Magi. 14:20 to play in the third. Minot High trying to erase a 5-1 deficit. Here's Philly, a jersey tucked into the Breezers. Dropped it back over to Plemmel. Plemmel lost a handle on it, and back the other way with it come the Demons and Nice out to center, but Minot High and Hyde send it right back in. Back up to Hyde at the line. He's a brick wall up here. Sends it back down to the corner. Near side wall all the way to the far side wall. After the carom goes around to the outside. Boards, comes back out to center ice. Now the Magi and Plemmel. Plemmel's in. Couldn't catch the pass, but he's at an odd angle. Turns it up and fires it right into the chest of Ackerman. Comes back away.
Tough angle.
Onto the tape for Murphy. Fired in. Leonard's got in the way of that one. And now Leonard's will take the puck and Bring it up to center ice. Hammered right back in by Peterson. Nice pressure here from the Magi. 13.5 to play here in the third. Minot High down by 4. It's 5-1. Graydon Stone scored 23 seconds into the contest tonight for the Demons. They never looked back. 3-0 the lead at one point. 5-1 at the end of 2. 3-0 at the end of 1. 5-1 at the end of 2. 13-10 to play here in the third, so we have our final score into the offensive zone for the Magi. Push back out to center. Broughton had it, and he fired it back in. Magi touch up on the onside. Here come the Demons with the breakout. Up the near side wall off of Schmidt. Lasered across by Haberman. Into the tape there it came, and the goaltender Ackerman goes down and covers it up after the Warriors stick made the stop.
So when you're down 5-1 in the third period, you just want to see your team have a little spark and a little life, and I think the Magicians are doing that right now. They are carrying the play to the Demons here in the third.
Off the draw, Jake Vial has it, center slot, backhands it towards the net. Vial's the goal getter for the Magi tonight, by the way. Puck turned over, and here come the Demons the other way with Martin. Delayed call coming on the Magi. It's either going to be on Haberman or on Broughton. They haven't touched it yet. A drive in front of the net went wide. Now Haberman touches, and Tyler Liffrig has the arm up in the air. It's a slashing call.
I believe it's Haberman with the slash, and that penalty is going to come at 4:28 here of period number 3.
Logan Broughton, the one charged with it.
Okay.
So here comes the Demon power play out for first time tonight.
Slashing. 4 minutes, 28 seconds.
Stenberg in on the draw. He steps in against Petrie.
Waiting for them to get the 2-minute up on the clock. Right now it's a 0 minute and 0 second penalty. We'll take that penalty.
New scoreboard. They're just figuring it out.
No time.
Dan Durkee and his staff are over there getting it all hammered out.
They got player 20 up there. It's player 2. And they got the 2 where the 2 minutes should be.
Minot High sends out Vial with Peterson, Stenberg, and Hyde to kill it off. Petrie with Stone. Heinert's out there up front on the back end. They've got Lennertz. And 14, that's Olhauser.
It's a good thing when you don't have enough penalties in the game to where you don't know how to put them on the board. That's a good thing. This was only the 3rd penalty of the game here tonight. And it's still not on the board.
I think Liffrig's going to come over and say, somebody time it with either a cell phone or a stopwatch. Let's get this thing rolling. 12:32 to play here in the third. 5-1. Bismarck High has the lead.
It was just disappeared.
And that's what they're going to do. They're going to time it from inside the box.
Okay, so he'll come back on the ice when the clock hits 10:32.
I thought you were quizzing me. That's why I talked over you. I didn't mean to.
No, I'm used to it. That's fine.
Underneath the net now for the Demons. They push it around to the near side wing. Stone has it, half wall, brings it back to the point. This is Lennertz, top of the circle, Stone. Now Lennertz again. Stone has it. Blocker side of Nelson. Sends it in. The stop is made. Odie went down into the butterfly and gobbles it up.
Demons moving it around pretty good. It got to the half wall, and a nice shot there by Graydon Stone. And Nelson down in the pads to cover it up. Face off to his right.
Face off won by the Demons again. Sent in front of the net, all alone. A drive and a save. Loose in the blue paint. It's in the back of the net. They're going to say no goal. Liffrig may have given the Magicians a favor there. That one looked like it crossed the line before the whistle was blown, but he says no goal. We'll take it. Still 5-1. 12:05 to play here in the third. That might have been a Christmas gift for the Magi.
It's tough for the players when you can't look at the clock and see how much penalty time is left on the kill. The faceoff comes outside the zone now.
Faceoff controlled by the Demons. They have control at center ice. Stenberg got a stick in the way, make that Murphy. Instead, 21. He's the only other one that wears the clear eye-tech mask. He's Stenberg and Hertz, that is, actually. Puck comes back out to center ice where it's going to be wrangled here by the Demons. And back on the retrieve is Petrie. Petrie away to the near side, pushed out to center. Graydon Stone has it. He just Twirls it back into his own territory, trying to get around Fillion. Now with a head of steam into the offensive zone. He takes it down to the corner on the glove side of Odin Nelson.
1 minute remains on the power play.
11:30 to play here in the third period. 4-goal lead for the Demons. They look for more with Graydon Stone. Near side wall. Top of the circle. Brings it back up to the point. Across far side it comes. Here's Hyder. He's going to make it. Leonard steps in a drive. Stone sent it through the blue paint and wide.
Boy, that was set up nicely.
All the way back into Bismarck high defensive territory. The puck is picked up by Furman. Furman walks into Minot high defensive territory. Went off of Hertz up to Haberman, and the Magi push out to center again. 20 seconds remains on the kill for the Magi as Broughton will get out of the box. In 20 seconds from now, that is. Puck comes back underneath the net. Odie Nelson's blocker side. Half wall it comes. Back to the point. Here's Kuhn. Kuhn drops it down the wall again, handling his niece on the near side. Make it 27 instead. Furman back at the point to drive. Tipped in front. Still loose. A drive. Pad save. Odie steers it to the corner, and the Magicians come back to full strength as Broughton comes out of the penalty box, and onto the ice comes Abrahamson. Way to the near side wing, D-zone for the Magi. Puck taken by Nelson, and Nelson's going to carry it out to center ice. Abrahamson here on the near side wing lost a handle on it. Puck goes back away over to Kuhn, and Kuhn dumps this one down into Minot High D territory. 10 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the third. Hertz, Hail Mary pass up to Nelson. Did he touch it? They're going to say no, he didn't, so 200 feet it goes, and there's an icing.
So now with the penalty kill out of the way, now the Magicians once again have to try to work on a couple of quick strikes. 10 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in regulation. Still 5-1 Demons. Here's the Wachter Arena in Bismarck.
Davis on the near side. Got it onto the tape for Borkus. He went out to center ice to Abrahamson. Borkus pushes it into the offensive zone and away to the near side wing. Liffrig had to jump out of the way of that one. Went up the near side wall, and it comes back inside the blue line. Offensive zone for the Magi, but guess who's got control? It's Leonard's for the Demons. And real estate, he pushes out to center, rolls all the way down. In behind Odin Nelson on the glove side. Peterson back on the retrieve, sends it up to Borkus, trying to clear it here. He does out to center. Sends it in from center ice into the glove of Odin Nelson. Does number 5, Drew Leonard, so the Magi start to break out again to center. Bryce Borkus up to center ice, connects here, in with it is Davis. Here's a wrister, sends it just wide of the cage on the glove side. Puck chipped up to the blue line where it's taken by Abrahamson with a backhand. Abrahamson dumps it down to the corner. 9 minutes, 7 seconds to play here in the third. Skying one to center with the Demons out into Minot High defensive territory where Haberman moved it ahead forward. His pocket was picked. Petrie back in with it. And Petrie takes it down to the near corner after Broughton got a stick in the way of that rush. Petrie working out. Could have been a call on the Magi. They don't blow it. Comes back out to center ice. And at center, the scrum continues. Berger trying to soccer it forward off to Stenberg, but too far in front of him. So it's retake it here and move back away after the puck goes up to neutral ice. Goes back over onto the tape here for Stenberg. Dumped down into the corner behind Odin Nelson. And away it comes on the near side wall. Back out to neutral. Bergerud's got it there. Back away to Broughton now. Now Bergerud at center. Hauled up on the play, and the Demons send it in. Puck comes back out to center ice. Onto the tape now for Vial. Vial's in with it. Turns it towards the net. Save. Rebound. Turned aside again. And now Vial still scrubbing for it. Comes back away onto the tape for Broughton underneath the net. Out to play is Ackerman. He hangs on to it. Then Vial takes a whack and then another. Here with 7:53 to play in the third. The Magi are still down by 4. It's 5-1.
You know, as you mentioned, Bryce Borkus, number 28, it just goes to prove how tough it is to be a hockey parent once in a while. Bryce is playing here for the boys, and his sister is in Williston at the Majet game, so one parent had to go one way between Mickey and Brian, and the other parent went the other way. So sometimes it's tough to watch your kids play the game.
A drive and a save. Rebound turned aside. Opposed to robbed at the doorstep. Comes back up onto the tape for Hertz. And the Demons push to center. The best chance of the third for the Magi as Minot High almost made it a 3-goal game, but opposed to was robbed. Magicians are going to touch up on the odds sides.
Oh, Jordan Willert and the bench there really wanted a trip right there. They believe that Stone just took out the legs of Hyde, but no call.
Down to the corner, defensive zone for the Magi. Glove side of Odie Nelson. Out of the blocker side it comes. Hyde's got it. He soccers it away to himself with a backhand up to Murphy. And Nick Murphy connects with Fillion. He tried to lead it up to Opposda, and then it's taken away by Lennertz, and Lennertz just dumps it down. Hertz back on the retrieve, brings it away to the near side wing. 6:50 to play here in the third period. 5-1 Bismarck high, but here comes Zach Peterson into the offensive zone. 2-on-4 back the other way for the Magi as Peterson drops it down over to Murphy underneath the goal line. Murphy trying to wheel and deal from down there. Murphy pinned into the end wall, lost a handle on it. The backhand it comes to TJ Ball, and Ball tried to clear. Peterson had the hit, then a drive, went up and over the net. Goes to the far side, brought another retrieve for the Magi. Letting them play tonight in the West Region Affair. They did on Saturday as well. The officials up in mind, and I don't mind seeing this when they let them play this way. Actually, I highly prefer it. Back the other way come the Demons. Peterson back on the retrieve. He hits Neese into the wall, the far side boards at the half wall.
Yeah, it's getting physical now.
Peterson brings it back out to center ice, and here come the Magi. Mason Deal up through center ice. Deal walks in, puts a little wrister on goal. Stick save is made, and then Ackerman hangs on to it. 5:58 to play in a 5-1 third period. All Bismarck high tonight.
Yeah, the story was just a real slow start in the first period. Just killed the Magicians. After that slow start, this would be a real tight hockey game. Shots are pretty even, but when you fall down 3 rip after 1, that's a big, big road to haul to try to get back in the game.
Back over to Patrick Hyde to the far side, out to center ice. Here come the Demons with Heinert into the offensive zone. Demons are on the prowl in the near side corner. Defensive zone for the Magi. Into the skates of Nelson. Nelson loses a handle on it, and it comes back deeper into Minot High's D territory. On the boards on the near side, half wall it comes. Back up to the point. Krug holds it in. Fired over to the far side corner on the glove side of Odin Nelson. We're back to retrieve as Pat Hyde bumps it up to center ice to Deal. And now Haberman crosses over the center stripe down the blue line. Haberman's in, glove side, sends it in, save, rebound, big juicy one. Came out in front. Deal was unable to tuck it home. Then the Demons ice it here with 5:11 to play here in the third.
Well, the Magicians have 7 shots on goal this period, but only 2 of them were from a quality area in the slot. The other 5 from the face-off circle to the left of Ackerman. They just haven't got the real good quality scoring chances here tonight.
Face-off offensive zone, one back to Hertz. Sends it in, glove save, and fell out of the mitt of Ackerman, and down to the corner. The Demons have it here with Kuhn. Kuhn gains a head of steam as he tries to clear his own end. He does. Gets it past Opposda. It's a 3-on-2 the other way for the Demons, but with control and a little bit of room. Here's Broughton. Now he's hounded. Broughton trying to push it out to center. He does. Puck taken away back at neutral ice by the Demons. They bring it back in. Deeks coast to coast. Sends it up and wide on the blocker side. Transition game the other way. Opposda's in. It's a 3-on-1. Opposda sends it in. Went off the shin pad of Kuhn and up into the protective mesh here with 4:37 to play in a 5-1 third period. Demons still with the lead.
Boy, he had Abrahamson with him. He had 2 skaters with him, and he elected to shoot the puck. Would have been nice to see a pass over on that 3-on-1. 4:37 remains.
All of a sudden, the game's worth price of admission here, Larry. This last 2-3 minutes has been up and down the ice. Some plays have been made. All of a sudden, Minot High has a little chip on their shoulder. You just wonder what the solution is to get the boys to get off the bus this way and get ready for a West Region showdown here tonight. They could have started the way they're playing right now. We would have been in for a real treat tonight. Instead, it was Bismarck High 23 seconds in, and they haven't looked back since. Berger to the corner, offensive zone. Tied up down deep, moved it away out to center ice, where Vile gets a handle on it, has to wait to touch up on sides. He just power turns at center with a backhand, feeds it over to Berger. Nice play. Bergerud whistles in. Then Bergerud's dumped over there by TJ Ball. Demons with control underneath their net to win to the near wing, trying to flip it up out of the zone is Neese. He does. Peterson on the retrieve with a backhand, sends it over to Pat Hyde. Now Bergerud bumps it ahead. Viles in with a 2-on-2 drill. Viles in onto the backhand, walks across the zone. Onto the backhand, dishes across. Hyde has a clear look in. Whistles, blocker save, rebound. Hyde sent it wide. Then he steamrolled the goaltender, Ackerman. Ackerman still out of the net. And no call on the play. Ackerman still down. And Mike Peluso livid on the bench as he yells at Liffrig at center ice. Pat Hyde did put a shoulder into into the Bismarck High net keeper.
Yeah, old Mike's not too happy with that one, and he is probably correct. And now the referee coming over to talk to him. And Peluso's got the arm out going like, you checked my goalie.
Quinn Ackerman not happy either. With the knob of the stick, knocks the pipe. We're down to 3:19 to play in the third. Haberman sends it in, comes out of the backhand of Philly and tries to set it towards the net. Puck taken here, and now Mike Peluso still losing it over on the bench. His arms are up. And Tyler Liffrig blows the whistle and says enough's enough.
13:49 the time on that bench penalty. That'll be on Mike Peluso, still complaining about Ackerman getting checked by Hyde. And serving the penalty will be skater number 23, Preston Wachter. And once again, that call at 13 minutes, 49 seconds here of period number 3.
Well, they make the call that a player off the ice had to come off, so 41 goes off. That's Krug instead of Wachter. So 41 instead of 23. Look down to write it on your score sheet when they made that change. Power plays out for the Magi, trying to make it a bit more respectable tonight. On the scoreboard is Hyde, whistles one in.
Number 41, Alex Krug, 2 minutes for a bench minor. Actually, Henley was on the bench.
Power play comes back into the offensive zone. Power play unit back into the offensive zone. Listen to Dan Durkee there. Comes back away out of the tape for Bergerud. Sends it in front. Vial turns it towards the net. He was denied. Comes back away down to Bergerud. Underneath the goal, Bergerud works it far side. Back to the point. Hyde has it here with 1:20 on the power play. Sent it to Vial, and Vial sweeps it just wide. Comes back away to Bergerud. Makes a fancy move. Vial's all alone, down low. Sent it to him, but away to the near side. Then look out. Jake Vial is crushed on the near side. And then Stenberg comes flying in. Vial still down. And scary situation here. Vial's up to his knees, but he was train wrecked from behind. Stenberg came in and dumped the player that dumped Vial. They continue to talk in the corner. And Pat Hyde is going after Petrie now on the far side. And now all of a sudden with 2:18 left here in the third period, Bismarck High, Minot High, the rivalry's back. As Pat Hyde gives a little stick there to Heinert. And here comes Jason Bennett to talk it over with the officials. It all started, Jake Vial was absolutely cranked on the near side wall from behind. He went face first. Nothing but numbers showing as, I believe it was Wachter that hit him. I could be incorrect. We're going to wait and see what Liffrig and the boys in the stripes come up with here.
And then you'd figure Stenberg would get one for coming in late, and there is still nothing. No one's been sent to the penalty box yet.
I'm telling you, Larry.
Then Hyde chases a player down over in the corner. He should get one.
No penalty box doors open. Jason Bennett talking it over with Liffrig. 2:18 left in the third. 1:07 remains on the bench. Minor penalty to the Demons. Penalty box doors remain closed.
Unbelievable. I can't believe there's not a penalty in this. I don't know if the hit on Vial was bad or not, but
it was bad.
Stenberg can't come in and rail him. Stenberg should have went to the box. Hyde should have went to the box for chasing him down in the corner. I mean, unbelievable. They didn't call any penalties on that.
I'll take it like this instead of 24 like we had last Thursday down here in Bismarck. Mike Peluso still talking to Liffrig, and Peluso's animated over on the Bismarck high bench still.
I would have called one penalty on Bismarck, and I would have called 2 penalties on Minot on that same play. And now Peluso can't believe it. Bennett, Minot High's coach, can't believe it.
Well,
wow.
You just hope with 2:18 left here in the third period that
nobody kills each other here before the game's over.
That's what I'm saying. Haberman trying to hold the zone. He can't. Short-handed comes Schmidt. 1-on-3 back the other way. Schmidt throws it towards the net, but wide. Haberman's got to back it out. Haberman starts the rush up the near side wall. 52 seconds remains on the power play. Haberman into the offensive zone. He's over the blue line, turns it in. Haberman scores. Top of the circle. Haberman handcuffs the netminder over the glove. It goes. And Minot High's back within 3 with 1:56 left in the game. It's a power play tally.
15:04 will be the time of that goal. I think it's going to be Haberman unassisted on the power play.
So Chase Haberman didn't have any points going into the weekend. Comes out of the Dickinson game with 2. He was, let's listen in real quick.
They are giving an assist to Fillion at 15:04.
Here comes Jake Vile back in, fires one on. Ackerman makes the stop. Then Bergerud gives the snow cone to the goaltender. Bergerud gets a little extra afterwards. Buckle up tight, 1:48 left here in the third. Minot High needs something quick if they want a chance at making this interesting.
They'll call timeout.
The Magi call a timeout. 1:48 left in the third period. We'll just keep it here.
We'll keep it right here, as Jim Adelson used to say on the radio.
Well, if you're the Magicians, in your mind, Larry, I mean, 1:48, it's not a whole lot of time left. They're down by 3. They want to get anything rolling here and a chance to maybe find a way to close this gap. Is it even a reality? Is it something you even talk about? Obviously, they called the timeout. They want to make it a little more respectable possibly here.
Well, 3 goals in 1:48 is not a very good assignment for the Magicians, but as you said, if they want to get one more and keep it respectable, I can see that. Do you pull Odin Nelson and leave your net empty down by 3? And then all the hard work that you've done in the third period trying to get close might go away with some open net goals. So I don't know. I think this one is still out of reach for the Magicians, but they have put in a pretty good effort in the third period.
Absolutely.
Of this game. They could have just thrown up the white flag and not played, but they've had a very good period.
Off the draw, offensive zone. Pat Hyde's out with it. Hyde's going to walk in, tripped up on the play. Delayed call coming on the Demons. Odie goes off. Extra attacker for the Magi. Loose in front of the net. Still loose. Demons touch it, and now a power play coming from Minot High. Here with 1:35 to play in the third period. It's a roughing call, and Wachter goes to the box.
15:25 will be the time of that penalty. I thought it was a trip. What did you say they signaled?
Rough.
Okay.
Oh, they might have got him for 2. There comes the trip, and into the box goes TJ Ball.
Yeah, I thought the first one was a trip. So we got a tripping and a roughing on Bismarck. 2 guys go to the box. Minot will have a 2-man advantage. I saw the trip. I did not see the rough after the whistle was blown.
I didn't either. 5-on-3 power play. 1:35 left in the third. Does this change your mindset at all now for the Magi?
Well, they got to score like real soon.
Back to Hyde at the point, near side, takes a look over to Broughton. Broughton's got it top of the circle. Broughton needs to fire it here. Minot High needs 3 goals.
Yeah, they can't do that. They got to get it on net.
Next 1:26, back to Broughton at the point.
They got to get it on net. They're wasting time.
Pat Hyde has it down low, back over to Vile. Backdoor, trying to feed it over to Bergerud. Got past him, but it's corralled at the point. Logan Broughton back to the point. Hyde steps in, fire save, rebound. Bergerud couldn't find it through the feet, and it's pinned up down to the corner. Now it comes back over to Broughton. Broughton has it, brings it to Hyde. Top of the circle, fires. That one went wide. Back on the doorstep, trying to tuck it home was Vile, and it comes underneath the goal line. Dan Durkee had the 1-minute call. Vile walks out, top of the circle, now center slot. Walks it across, tried to bring it back, and it's taken away and fired down the length of the ice. Odie's out to play it. Odie just leaves it here now for Pat Hyde. 37 seconds to play in the contest. Minot High down by 3. It's 5-2. They're on the 2-man advantage until the horn sounds tonight, unless they can find a way to score another one. Vile from behind the net. Brings it back over to the far side. It's going to escape the zone again. That brings the Bismarck fans to volume as it comes back up to Jake Vile into the zone. Now Stenberg lost a handle on it. Stenberg, bottom of the circle, near side to the top he comes. Cross one-timer, Hyde, save, rebound, they score. Vile tucks it home. He's railed from behind after he scores the goal. It's 5-3 with 8 seconds remaining here in the contest, but on the score sheet it looks a little more respectable at 5-3 than 5-2.
That goal comes at 16:52 of the third period on the power play. That will be Vile from, I believe, Hyde. 18 from 4 on the power play.
Number 18, Jake Lyle, and assisted by number 4, Patrick Hyde, time of the goal, 16:52.
So Hyde gets the assist on Vile's second of the night. Join us for the Buffalo Wild Wings postgame show. Comes up in 3 seconds. Cut them down, kids. One, here's the horn.
And they didn't even put the goal on the board for the Magicians. This one ends up 5-3.
5-3 the final tonight. Bismarck High gets the win. They improved to 6-0 overall. They're perfect in the West, 3-0. Minot High falls to 2-3 and 1-2 in the West. Buffalo Wild Wings postgame show comes up next. Minot High loses to Bismarck High tonight. Buffalo Wild Wings postgame show will allow us to talk about it in just a moment. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
The areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Planet Pizza. All systems go for lunch. When supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for fun.
Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This broadcast presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Surf Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vivetto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza. It's time for the Buffalo Wild Wings postgame show. Let's go back to the press box. For all of the highlights, stats, and analysis, once again, here is Nick Holberg.
23 seconds in tonight, Graydon Stone found the back of the net behind Jordan Love, the sophomore net keeper for Minot High, who had the call tonight. And the Demons never looked back. They cruised to a 5-3 win on their home ice tonight over the Minot High Magicians. This is the Buffalo Wild Wings postgame show. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. They also have a lunch menu. Check them out on South Broadway in Minot. It's really tasty stuff. They bring you the postgame show here tonight. Nick Holberg with Larry McFall. Kind of a frustrating one tonight, Larry. We're just going over the stats during the commercial break. Minot High out shooting Bismarck High tonight, but goaltending just wasn't there for the Magi tonight. They fall 5-3 in this West Region showdown. Your thoughts on the hockey game when you look at this thing overall in a big 51-minute picture?
Well, we talk about those shots. Ackerman was 7 saves in the first, 8 in the second, 15 in the third as the Magicians really turned up the barrage. Minot High ending up, or Ackerman ending up with 30 saves on 33 shots, while in the Minot net, Love only had 6 saves on 9 shots in the first period. Then Nelson came on in and got 4 saves in the second, 6 in the third. for a game total of 16 saves on 21 shots. So the Magicians out shooting Bismarck 33-21 unofficially on my count, and it just you can't get behind anybody 3-rip. It just doesn't happen. Not on the road against one of the best teams in the West. You just can't do it. And that got the Magicians in trouble. And then in the second period, when you really need the motor, they give up 2 goals in 40 seconds at the midway point of the period that put them down 5-0. And after that, the Magicians came back and got more shots on goal, scored 3 times, 2 power play goals for the Magicians there at the end, as you said, to kind of keep it respectable on the scoreboard, even though the scoreboard didn't even put the last goal up on the board. But you just can't get behind. I think the Magicians did a lot better tonight. I don't know if it was the refereeing crew or the efforts of both teams, but both teams pretty much stayed out of the box. And the penalties in the game, we had 4 penalties on Bismarck for a total of 8 minutes. Minot only had 2 penalties for 4 minutes. That was a heck of a lot better than what you and I saw last Thursday down here at the VFW against Bismarck Century. So they did what they had to do there. They limited their penalties, but you just can't get off to that slow of a start. And any goaltender, you were in the net, I was in the net, and Oden Nelson will even tell you, you can't give up some of the goals that the Minot High goaltenders gave up. And I hate to harp on, as you'd said earlier, young high school kids, but you just have to, your goaltending nowadays has to be better than that. And these 2 guys are good goalies. I watch them every day working at Mesa Arena. I watch Nelson and Love in practice all the time. They look very good, Nick. Those guys can stop a lot of pucks, but they just didn't do it when they had to do it tonight, and that really hurt the Magicians.
3 of which tonight out of the 5 for sure were ones that you have to stop that stuff from the perimeter. You just can't give up the shots from outside the top of the circle on first attempt shots when you see it all the way. Not at this level. You just can't. I mean, it has to be a 1 in 100 kind of a shot that beats you over the shoulder, underneath the bar kind of a stuff. And at that point, you shouldn't be going down on it anyway. And those are going to happen from time to time. But when maybe 4 out of the 5, 3 for sure, maybe 4 out of the 5 tonight for the Magi found their way to the back of the net, I think that's the big thing that I take away from tonight. You look back to like across Broughton, 42 saves back in 2016, down here in Bismarck, Minot High rolls to a victory. You take away 3 of those goals tonight, and it's a 3-3 hockey game. You take away 4 of those goals tonight, and Minot High ends up winning this thing tonight 3-1. So, yeah, in my mind, it's a definite topic of conversation and something that they'll continue to work on. That's just kind of is what it is. You just have to have a better night next outing for either of those kids in the paint.
And I felt the Demons did a real good job of bottling up the Magician breakout in the first couple periods. Are you ready for
let's get Jordan Willard out of here real quick. Jordan Willard's ice level with us, Coach's Corner, here in the post-game show. Well, Coach, according to Larry's stats, we outshot the Demons tonight 33-21. Big help to that third period, 15 shots on goal. You know, if you guys could have started the way you finished tonight, that would have been a different outcome. Your thoughts on that third period of play? It had to be a bright spot for you guys tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we just got done talking to the guys in there, and, obviously it was, a little bit of a slow start for us, and if you take that out of there, it's a totally different hockey game. Like we just kind of said, really proud of the guys, how they finished, but we as coaches got to figure something out for the first period, and, that's on us, and we'll be better going forward, and, we'll expect the guys to be better.
This is a hard question, I know, but Larry and I were just talking. Goaltending has to be better on a night like tonight against a West Region foe, and it's high school kids, and you hate to really harp on 2 players, but guess what? When you sign up and decide that you're going to wear those pads, with that comes the pressure, and with that comes the media at a varsity level. Is it fair to say those 2 guys have to be better moving forward?
Well, yeah, and I mean, Nick, we've talked about, on here before about certain things, goaltending, there's a goaltender, but it's also a team game, I think, goals against average, I challenge the guys. I think we're sitting at 3.2 right now. Goals against might be a little different after tonight. It's a little bit of that advanced metrics there. We were at 3.2 before this game, through 5, and I challenged them to get under 3. Goals against average is a team thing, right? I mean, ultimately goalie's got to make a save, but, teams got to, block shots in front, be in the right spots, and I'm sure both of them have a couple they'd like to have back, but there were also breakdowns in certain spots of the ice that led to, that scoring chance, and that's something that we need to shore up as we go forward.
You guys go to Jamestown on Saturday afternoon for your first matchup with the Blue Jays. Bismarck High had trouble with them last Thursday. They won 3-2. What do you guys work on moving forward, getting geared up for the next matchup against Jamestown, a team that's always tough to play on their home ice over in Jamestown?
Yeah, going to Jamestown's always a tough trip, right? You leave town. It's on a Saturday. We don't play till 7:30 at night. It's a little, not any later than we're used to playing, but it's on a Saturday. Going in there, things are going to get crazy. Things are going to happen fast. They got a really good goaltender over there, the Blue Jays do, and Stockard always has a group that's going to work extremely hard for them, and. I think we have a group here that's going to do the same, and we're kind of rounding into, shape. I know we didn't get the result we wanted tonight, but there were lots of good things that happened in this hockey game for us, especially after that first period. So I think we just need to take some momentum from, that second and third, go in, have a really good, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here at practice, and then, go down there and hopefully take care of business.
Sure appreciate your time tonight. I know it's not fun doing these after a loss, but people back home appreciate your insight as well. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
That's Jordan Willert, the assistant coach of the Magi. Always great having him on for his thoughts.
Yeah, and what he was talking about was that bad change on the defense that caused that second goal. So there was some things that mistakes that were a team mistake instead of just, and I'd said that earlier that I didn't think that they were all Love's fault in that first period. But what I was saying before I got cut off, before Jordan came on, is Bismarck did a real good job of shutting down Minot's breakout. They just couldn't make that first good pass to get out of the zone there in the first two periods. So then they started the long pass, being that there's no two-line pass in hockey anymore. They tried those bomb passes to try to break that coverage because they just couldn't skate it out and they couldn't pass it out. So Bismarck, give a little hats off to them. This wasn't all Minot's mistakes that lost this hockey game. Bismarck played really well in preventing Minot breaking out of their zone at least until that third period. So that was also a factor as well.
Real quick, the recap of the hockey game. Here's how it went down tonight. Starting with Graydon Stone's goal, 23 seconds in. It was all Bismarck High in the first. Larry, you want to grab the goal scores for us, for everybody back home?
Yeah, at 23 seconds of the first period, Stone got the goal on assist from Petrie and Heinert. And then at 7:39, they attacked again. They got an unassisted goal by skater number 17, Dane Sardelli, as he picked up a puck on a bad Minot line change and went down and scored to make it 2-0. And then at the 10:45 mark, Drew Lennertz lights the lamp on assist from Zach Schmidt and Graydon Stone to make the score at that time at the end of the period 3-0. Then in the second period, at the 6-minute mark, Zach Schmidt tallied unassisted to make it 4-0. And then 40 seconds later, another goal by Khalib Petrie, this time on assist by Heinert and skater number 14, Isaac Olhauser, made it a 5-0 hockey game. And then finally, about 4 minutes later, at the 10:26 mark, the Magicians get on the board as Vile gets the goal. He wears number 18 on the assist from Patrick Hyde. And also they gave an assist out to number 20, Kyler Stenberg. That made it 5-1 at the end of two periods. And then in the third period late, things got a little physical. The Magicians ended up with a couple of power plays, and they scored on the first one at 15:04 of the period on a goal by number 15, Chase Haberman, with assist from number 26, Fillion, on that one, I believe. Yep, I'm looking for his first name here. Peyton Fillion, excuse me. Got the power play goal. And then at 16:52 with a two-man advantage, the Magicians score again. Number 18 this time. It's Vile again, getting his second of the game on an assist from Hyde on the power play to end the scoring at 5-3 for the Demons.
Thanks for that, Larry. When we come back, we'll have our Minot's Finest Collision Center stars of the game. Tonight we'll pick our top three players in tonight's contest. Minot High falls tonight 5-3. It's the final in West Region play. This is the Buffalo Wild Wings postgame show.
First International Bank Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Kanam. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Buffalo Wild Wings postgame show. Wings, beer, sports at Buffalo Wild Wings. They also have a lunch menu located on South Broadway in Minot. Check out Buffalo Wild Wings for lunch tomorrow. Sure appreciate their support of Minot High Magicians Hockey. Time for our 3 stars of the game, brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center. At Minot's Finest Collision Center, we ensure the proper procedures are followed to repair your vehicle so that safety features are maintained to keep you and your family safe. We're more than an auto body repair shop. We are Minot's Finest, 701-839-0989. This is always my least favorite part of the night. Larry, which way do you go on this? I mean, when you look at the Demons, you look at the Magicians, 8 goals are scored tonight, and in my mind, I think that you have to go with some Bismarck High players tonight, even though it's a Minot High Magicians broadcast. Give credit where credit's due. That's what I like to do here. And for me, I think that when you look at a kid like Schmidt tonight that had 1 goal, 1 assist, he's got to be in the conversation. I think Graydon Stone at 1 goal, 1 assist tonight, getting things started the way he did, 23 seconds in. He was in on a lot of touches tonight, has to be in the conversation. And then Jake Vial for the Magi has 2 goals tonight. He's the game's goal leader with 2 at the end of the night. How do you like that? Stone, Schmidt, and Vial, your 3 stars of the game, brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center. Any major arguments there, or is that something we could agree on?
No, yeah, we could definitely agree on that. Those Vial, of course, with the 2 goals has got to be in there. And then we used to always do an honorable mention, and I'd throw that at Patrick Hyde because he had 2 assists, and he got really physical there at the end of the game and knocking some bodies around and kind of knocking some Demon players off the puck. But, a slow start obviously hurt the Magicians tonight when you get down 3-0 after 1 and 5-0 in the middle of the second period. I mean, you almost have to just kind of chuckle and go, oh boy, just like we've said on Thursday, you just have to put the capital city in your taillights and just move on to the next game. We said it last Thursday, and now we're saying it again. And I like your analogy last week when you said that Chad Burkhart, one of the former head coaches of the Minot Magicians, that said, it doesn't matter what you do in the regular season. You have to win 3 games at regional and 3 games at state or something like that. I don't know the exact quote you told me, but you just have to be ready when February comes. And that's just the way it is in this league, is unless you're number 8 looking in and you lose a playoff, number 9 and lose the play-in game, which there won't be this year because Hazen Beulah's not playing varsity hockey. Everyone gets in the West Region tournament, but you just get in and then you take it from there. So they got some things to work on, as Jordan Willard said, but all you Magician fans out there listening, don't pull the ripcord and jump off the building yet. There's a lot of hockey left to be played.
You're 0-2 on the year.
I am 0-2 on the year. I can't count the wins in Minot because I was driving Zamboni instead of announcing. You know what, though? I really like this radio announcing again. You know, Rob Hall and I did it for so long, and it's nice to be back.
It's a lot of fun having you here.
It is.
People love it. It's a great thing. Larry McFall, we appreciate your time coming down tonight, as always. We appreciate Jordan Willard's time as well, John Grubb's time before the game also. Thank you for joining us tonight here on ProStyleProduction.com and on 1390 KRRZ. Magi fall tonight. 5-3 is the final. They fall to a record of 2-3 overall, 1-2 in the West. The Demons are unbeaten, 6-0 on the season for them, 3-0 in the West region. For Larry McFall, John Grubb, Jordan Willard, I'm Nick Kohlberg signing off from Bismarck, the capital city. Till next Thursday when the Magi are back home against the Demons. Good night and God bless.
Broadcast presentation of Minot High Hockey is brought to you by First Western Bank and Trust, Premier Chiropractic, Tecta America Dakotas, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Surf Valley Dental, Cadova Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, First International Bank, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Minot Hockey Boosters, Buffalo Wild Wings, IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Vivetto Orthodontics, Elevation, Pro Style Production DJ Services, the UPS Store, Bremer Bank, and Planet Pizza.